Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to another episode from Gaz's Koi Pond Live. Hope you're all good. Oh, yes, I had it pre-muted. Hope everybody's good, and I hope you've all had a good week. We'll see you right after this.
I haven't got a duck on my head this time, have I?
Welcome back, everyone. Well, sorry about that. Couple of minutes late. Apologise. We have got a few things. Oh, sorry, he's back. Here he is. There you
go. I was going to say, do you want to leave me downstairs a minute? Or just while I'm sorting out dinner?
No worries, mate. You'll give us a thumbs up when you're ready, bud. I was just going to say, we have got another guest. And we may very well have another guest as well. And I've just remembered that I haven't sent him the link. So I've just forwarded him through in Discord. Hopefully, fingers crossed he gets it. And hopefully I don't think I've been ignoring him and forgot to send it. So, Vince will be joining us very shortly. And hopefully we'll have one more extra guest as well. With a little bit of something different. A chance for people to, well, yeah. I shall let all be explained later on. It should be good, Daz. This should be good. You should like this too.
You got me intrigued now.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say just in case you don't come on. If you don't come on, then I'll be ruining it. But there will also be one other thing as well. There will definitely 100% be a giveaway this evening, and that giveaway will be for a 12-month subscription of Koi Control, a Gaz's Koi Pond mug, and a Gaz's Koi Pond pen. And the reason being is the second person that won the giveaway prize, I've tried contacting, I've even left the comments on his video, and as of yet and up to press, unfortunately, they've not been back in touch. So after 3 weeks, I think it's only fair that I'll put that back out there again, and we re-gift it and whether we do a live draw or whether we just do a random name picker or we do a spin the wheel. You tell me, guys, what would you like? If you want a little bit of fun, we can type everybody's name in that's interested that hasn't already got the Koi Control app. If you want to do two, and we can do the Koi Control app and perhaps maybe a pen and maybe a cup giveaway. It's entirely up to yourselves. You decide. Technically, it'd been one, but it's not being claimed. So I'd like to make sure that somebody definitely got it. So
that Koi Control app is brilliant. I've downloaded it. And oh man, yeah,
It's good, isn't it?
really, really
Good.
handy, really useful. Yeah.
Well, straight to me. Well, if I could, if I could wangle it.
He's got a winning fair and square.
Oh, sorry, that made me laugh. How are we out of here? Oh, God damn. We've got Matt, who's come to join us as well this evening. Hopefully, we should have one other guest if we can get him. If he does get it, hopefully, he'll be coming on as well. Fingers crossed. I'm just trying to remember, refresh. Hertzkoi. He did say he would like to come on, but if anybody else from the public would like to come on, if any member of public, rather than being YouTubers all the time, what we want to try to do is see if we can get some new faces, new blood, so to speak, by which I mean members of the public and the audience and the people that watch. Come on and have a chat with us, have a natter, ask us any questions if you wish, or tell us how you go about doing what you do and what you've got up and planning and coming for the next koi season, or this koi season, as it's now upon us. Just got to get this weather better, haven't we? We've got to get rid of this. It is shocking.
It's getting on your nerves.
Been bad for you, Daz, with all the rain, I would have thought, no doubt.
It has, yeah. It's just rain, and cold as well.
Yeah, it was bitterly cold on Tuesday, first day back after bank holiday. Oh, yeah. We got hailstorms. We got absolutely belting it down with torrential rain, but the hailstones were like almost a bit sleety as well. I thought we were going to be in for a bit of a winter's covering again.
We've had hail again today.
You got some more again today?
Yeah.
It's been good where I've been today. I don't know what it's been like here, but my garden, I don't know about you, Matt. What's your garden like? Is it flooded?
It's pretty much like a swamp. Luckily, I'm working in the filter house at the moment. But garden's an absolute mess with that, with the rain and the hail and the dog running in and out.
That's exactly what I've got, mate. Just that little track where dog runs in and out, go to his toilet area for when we don't want to, take him out for a walk like that. When he wants a quick bathroom dash, man, it's just mud, just complete utter squidge. Walk down the garden to go check on fish and have a look at them. I think everything's all right. Yeah, jobs are good. And next thing you know, there we go. We got Hertzkoi here. We shall bring him in now. That gives us the space for the two of us. Cross. How you doing, bud? You all right?
Hi, not bad. Yourself?
Sorry, mate. My bad. I should have sent you the link. It wasn't until I just clicked to get ready to go live that I thought, shite. And I thought, oh no, he'll be able to get it in chat. But then I thought, shite, he's not in that chat. So I had to think, what can I do whilst video's going, and flicked it into Discord. So you were there. How you doing, bud? You good?
Yeah, not bad. Not too bad, mate. I've been doing tidying up and whatnot, and normal day in, day out stuff. You know how it goes.
Pond good?
Yeah, pond's good. Got to order up some blanket weed.
Yeah, that's this time of year, mate. It's the killer for it.
It's blooming.
You just get those longer days, the longer hours, and it starts going the other way, and you can see it starting to grow from just a fine little green covering to starting to look like little fingers waving in water. You think, God damn it.
I went out there this morning, and literally there was a piece like that.
Wow! So you've got some Daza koi.
Yeah.
I was like, holy moly!
Keeps the nitrates down.
It does, mate.
That.
It also keeps the fish warm in colder temperatures when they come back.
Still blankets.
I was snuggled up in it this winter.
So how's your build coming on then, Matt? How's it doing?
Yeah, well, I've got all my pipe work and my filters delivered beginning of this week. So I've been cracking on with that. Bit of a notorious job, really, isn't it? Just not glue. I haven't gluing it yet, but dry fitting all your pipe work and then forgetting your bulb valves, which is what I did. And then so putting it all back together again, and then
that's the worst thing. You miss one thing off, or you short one thing, and then you've got to wait 3 or 4 days before it turns up, so you can continue and still
it's the thing. That's why you don't glue it as you're going along, isn't it? It's just I've noticed the bulb valves are missing, so I put them in. But yeah, fish are into the temporary pool now, so I can empty the pond after I've done the pipe work in the filter house. Got all the filters connected up. Can empty the pond, then dig out the rest, get the bottom draining, and then go from there. But yeah, it's coming along obviously. Hopefully by the end of May, we'll be up and running.
Just kind of deciding, mate, when I'm going to actually do mine.
Do it in the summer, Gaz. Don't do it over winter.
That's what I was thinking.
It started mine in September.
It might be a harder dig, but at the end of the day, I'd rather the harder dig than just wreck my garden.
Yeah.
It took a long time. I mean, I know my garden's not beautiful, but I'm quite happy with it. I quite like the way it looks, but it took a long time to get it to where it is. And if you look on some of my posts on Instagram or whatever, it shows like a before and after, and over 5 years, there's one hell of a change. And to ruin all that for a bit of a pond build, DT Coy says, when do I need to bring a shovel? You'll do for me, mate. Whenever you're ready, bud. I'll let you know. But yeah, I've got a few bits and bats that I need to do with my fence. Ideally, if I can get a skip outside of my car park and put a skip out there, then I can barrow it to the skip, dump it and get rid, cover up my lawn as best as I can for the short little area that will be trundling up and down it. But like Dad says, bang some boards over it, and hopefully I can keep it looking pretty reasonable. Because one of my fence posts is broke, there's no point doing the fence until such time as I'm starting to have a reason to be getting out, and I'm not trundling that lot through the house. It's bad enough having to bring a hose pipe through without wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow. I would get my ass kicked, that is for sure.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. That ain't happening at all. Vince has just sent me a message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link for people to join us. But I will be bringing in the guests before I bring anybody else in. But if we need to switch out a few, if anybody else wants to join us, then so be it. We'll let that go. So I'm just going to drop the link. I'm going to pin it to the top of the comment section. If you can bear me 1 second, have a quick chat amongst yourselves while I get this banged in there.
Everyone's plans for the weekend.
Who? Matt or me?
Whoever wants to start.
Well, we're going to do
one, Gaz.
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of grading at the farm, moving all the fish out the tunnel into the two big new ponds now. They're hopefully, one's completed, the other one I'm just waiting on the liner and get the liner in Saturday morning before everyone turns up. It's going to be an early start, and I can get all the fish moved in there then hopefully.
Sorry about that.
All ready for spawning.
Yeah, so that's the plan for this weekend, Daz. Hopefully, as long as we can come out. Well, it's too late now. Once I say on here, that's happened, doesn't it? Daz is quite far. Daz is doing some grading, doing some. So, what about the?
Well, what I was going to. What about the
off corners of those posts in the new build? Could we do that as well?
It's all done. Yeah, I'm
just
waiting for the liner.
Well.
Yeah, just got the liner to turn up. That should be here tomorrow, hopefully, and then get that one filled up as well.
There we go. Right, this is the guest. Obviously, Daz, you knew about this anyway, but I don't know if Ertz and Matt did or Play Central did. But we have Rick from New Forest Cars come to join us again this evening.
How are we
doing? How you doing, bud? Good.
Good evening, all. How you doing?
Double thumbs up from our Vince, and here he is. Hopefully this time, Rick, we don't go through 2 of your batteries and nail both the phones.
Probably, mate. I still can't get the laptop on.
Rick, turn your phone on landscape.
You've got screen rotation locked on, so you can't.
Hang on.
I've got rotation locked.
Swipe down from the top, and there's one that looks like a little spiraling circle. Just click on
I'm going to have a look, mate.
Technical. Here we go.
Before I
You're going
realise.
to redeem yourself. Ooh, the tension. If you can't, mate, it's perfectly fine. But just
Let me go on the other phone, mate. Hang on.
I'm going to say.
Hang on.
I did what it was like with technology.
Well, it depends what type of phone it is, doesn't it? If it's an iPhone, I'm sure you can. On iPhones, you can swipe down, and it's a shortcut. You can just.
Yeah, I think it's the same with the Samsungs as well.
Yeah, you can topple that too. It comes along top line, doesn't it? But yeah, hopefully he's
Yeah,
probably
just
going to have to
spot
drop
down
out of
twice
this one.
sometimes.
We might have to remove him, then he might have to rejoin back in again. But yes, we've got Rick from New Forest Guys coming to join us again. Hopefully, all will be explained in the very near future. But what a face! So we'll remove this one. I think we can add this one. There we go. Turn the phone from that to that.
Here we go.
Oh no, no. Whoa, scream if you want to go faster, everybody. It's like going to be badly upside down. Never mind.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
Waiting for that, Vince.
Here we go. Copywriting again.
We'll play that in a minute.
As if anybody can make out what you were saying.
Hey,
So we've got obviously Rick from New Forest Koi. We've got Matt from Koi Central. Daz, Ed's Koi, and the twisted one. Would you like to kick off? Or would you like me to drop in with one or two of our first questions that we've had this evening that people have asked us to discuss?
I'll drop in with a couple of questions first, but before we do, guys, you know that beautiful Deutz?
Daz, yeah.
Which Deutz?
You know that beautiful Deutz that would have made a beautiful broodstock fish?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jeff Harfield from the Growing Show nabbed that one.
Does he?
Yeah.
No, it's within the group, Daz.
Right.
All we need to know now is what
Well-
the gentleman looks like, and we know whether or not they were listening to us.
All I can say is he's got a good eye.
Yeah, we're nice fish. So,
Yeah.
but technically, you owe it Daz because he dibs it first. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's the law.
So technically, you
Golden
bought
rule
Daz
of
a fish.
dibbing.
Yeah, he bought you a fish, Daz. That was nice of him.
That was very nice.
Right, we'll go through a quick few of the comments and have a quick natter and a chat with everybody. Then we'll go into some questions and then we'll bring on the rest of it. Charlie Becker Brown said, first to the party once again, evening Daz, and all that's going to be viewing. Thank you very much, Charlie. Hope you're good, bud.
Evening, Colin.
Aaron has joined us with evening, Charlie.
Evening, Aaron.
Ozzy Coy, evening all. Here's to another great evening of chat. With a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. DT with a good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is well. And you, mate. Hope you're good.
Evening,
Well
Dave.
done.
Yeah.
Mr. Tropical Coy. And there we've got Hertz, who's
Evening,
obviously
Mike.
now. Mr. Tropical Coy says, evening all. Evening, bud. Hope you're good, mate. Paul Butler says, hi, guys and girls. How you doing, Paul? Thanks for joining us, bud. Paul Mack says, evening, guys, Daz, and all in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us, Paul. Mr. Lawson, hope you're good, fella.
Yeah.
Evening, all. Hope you're all
Evening,
well. Ilsley says, hi, all. Busy Bee
Hi,
says, hi,
Ilsley.
all.
Hi, busy.
Mr. Tropical Coy says, Mick. That's not fun. JP Watergarden says, hey, gang, how are we all doing? I'm waiting for enough good show. Huh? Thank you very much, mate. Budget Pond Keeper says, evening all. Hope everyone is well. And the same to you, my good sir.
Evening.
Chris?
Mr. Tropical Coy is getting fists out. Bush. It says 21 watching already. Smash that thumbs before it starts. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, bud. Thank you. We have got 22 thumbs up, and at present we are sitting at 92 people watching. So thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, come on, guys. Hit that.
92, 91, 92. 90. How's it going? Will's Coy says, good evening all. Good evening, Wills. I hope you're
Evening,
good.
Wills.
Peter says, evening all. Hope everyone is good. Thank you for joining us again, Peter.
Evening,
Appreciate
Peter.
it.
Will's been back in the batting shower all day.
Listen, right. Before this continues as it did last week, mate, right? I don't want to have to be that guy that kicked your ass out of here, but I've got no problem with doing it. It ain't no skin off my nose. So either wind your neck in, stop it off, and enjoy the evening and stop tormenting folk in the chat, or I'm going to have to say, thanks, Dino, but I'm sorry, mate, you're going to have to leave. I'd rather just be pleasant people, pleasant chat, and if you've got drama and you've got issues, take it elsewhere, mate, because it's not welcome and it's not wanted here. I don't want to have to do what I've done with others in the past. I'd just rather leave it right there. So I appreciate you coming, mate. Appreciate you coming to watch. I don't appreciate the drama that comes along with it. So either knock it off or drop off.
Evening, Dino.
Troy says, hi, Budget Pond Keeper says, hi, Mr. Tropical. Budget Pond Keeper says, evening, Dino. DT Coy says, evening at Charlie Mr. Brown at Budget Pond Keeper at Busy Bee. I'll let you go. So there we go. Vicky from Bubble and Finn says, evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a lovely evening. And I hope you are I hope you are too. And we will be seeing you on Saturday, which is going to be ace. Vicky's going to come down and join us. I don't know if it's just going to be Vicky or whether it's going to be the family, but they're coming down to give us an hand at. So we get a hands on, a bit of, a little bit of new stuff. We might be able to get some tips from our Ricky here this evening as well. Grading tips.
I think Vicky could do with a visit from a bunch of blokes to help her with that polytunnel, to be honest.
Wait, mate. Stop stealing us goddamn thunder, Vince. It's good.
Yeah. It's sorted, mate.
It will be on 2 channels, hopefully. That's provided she allows me to film while I'm down there too. But they obviously will be on Vicky's channel.
Also, Gaz, we've got a well to unclog as well.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we've got to lower one of us down on a rope with a bucket and a spade.
Dibs not be me.
I'll do it.
Gaz was going down.
All right, so we're going to lower a bucket in and tip it out and clean it out and then let it fill.
Yeah, you've just got to promise not to cut the rope and leave me down there.
I mean, just think of all those coins I'd have. Can't promise no.
Yeah.
Oh, Colin says that's me going down. That's sweet, that's what you say.
Oh yeah, Colin's digger.
Sweet. Well, that's going to be entertaining then. I shall bring my mate. Actually, bringing your waders might be a good idea with your chest waders.
That's what I was going to do. Yeah.
I do have a set.
Do they make chest waders in your size, Dad?
yeah, but they come up to about here. I've got 2 little holes in them so I can see.
Paul Higginson says hello with a thumbs up. Sorry for us just getting distracted with a chat, but that is what's coming up this weekend, guys. Hopefully there'll be some footage coming from Daz's Koi Farm, and then in a very near future, there'll be some footage coming from Vicky's up and coming Koi Farm, which is going to be great. That's provided I'm allowed to record. You have to let me know, Biz. Vicky, am I allowed to? Busy Bee says Shane with a wave. That's why I said Biz. Hertz says hi, Budget Pond Keeper. We've got a lot more evenings. Everyone's from everybody else. Have we got anybody? Skeggy's in with a boom.
Evening, Skeggy.
Says evening all.
Evening, Keith.
Troy says good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. West Brom says evening BPK. We've got a fair few more, which is the vast majority of the rest of yourselves all saying hello. And Phil G. Koi Pond says bonjour. Ça va?
Phil.
Phyllis.
See if he comes back with a ça va bien merci.
Right back, guys.
That's about all the French I know. Sorry. We're going to whoop from Aaron, Pete, WBK, woohoo, giveaway. Yes, giveaway. Mr. Alan Tate in the chat. Thank you very much for joining again, Alan. Hope you're good, mate.
Hello.
We've got Amanda Smith that says good evening.
Evening, Amanda.
Nippy Joy says, Mick, you okay, mate?
Evening, Nigel.
Nigel.
Deanwood says, I'd love to come on, but I'm not very PC. See, that's how I prefer it, mate. Just make the giggles and make the laughs, and let's leave the drama behind where it needs to be. I get your passion, mate, and I understand it, and I fully back you for supporting a friend. But there's a time and a place, and here are my shows now. Hi, Rick and DT. All well, new fish doing well from Koi Karma. Yeah, on
Good, thanks.
my side too. I mean, they're down a bit low because temperatures dropped off. Oh, look at that, 101. Woohoo! It does. 103. That's his record. Just beating his record, guys. I literally have now 103 people watching us. Thank you very much to everybody that's come in and
Awesome.
watching us.
Thanks, everyone.
I don't think there was a single person that came to that growing show Saturday that only left with their growing show fish.
Well, you couldn't, could you?
I mean,
Temptation was too great.
Vince, man, shut up. You don't know how to speak it. No, she really,
I tell you what, though, I really, while we got Ricky on the live, you know, I really have to go say a big thank you to you and the rest of the crew because you really did knock it out the park the weekend.
Yeah,
absolutely. It was wicked. It was a nice environment. It was pleasant. It was good fun. There were plenty of people to chat and talk with. And the best thing about it, mate, was when people picked the fish, they didn't just disappear.
Yeah.
Everybody stayed around right up to the point where you said, "That's pretty much it, guys." And then
Go on.
You got homes to go to.
it's time to get out. Pubs are open soon. Come on, drinking time. But no, mate, it was a wicked day. It was.
Yeah.
I proper enjoyed it. Really good.
Really relaxed atmosphere as well.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was good.
I do believe, mate. I do believe Matt would have been chuffed to bits.
Oh, mate, yeah.
We loved it.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
fingers crossed, his family were happy with what you did as well, mate.
Yeah. I spoke to his mum and she's over the moon with it. So
Wicked.
what more
That's
can you
what-
ask?
That's what it was about. And obviously to pick up the growing shows as well, because I mean, winning fish is now out there. So in the internal against the. Actually, was that your fish in with all those other fish?
Yes.
Mine.
You don't stand a chance, man. Some of those fish that were in there were like, that little fella's getting well.
I filmed it as a joke that you'll never ever see it in there. My little boy said,
I mean, you
"Why are you
literally did
filming
straight
it?"
away. I spotted it straight away.
There it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
Star
believe it
on
come straight up.
film.
Settled all right and everything okay.
Hey,
All settled all right and everything okay.
everything good as gold. Yeah, apart from the few we've got with little issues, but that's
one
part
of
and
the
parcel, mate.
It
So-
is, yeah, it is.
I think on Saturday there was about 300 fish went in total.
Yeah.
So
You do.
it's a lot of fish though, and
That's fucking awesome.
everyone enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
some more.
Do I need a link to get on, Gaz?
Yeah.
Is that you?
I did. That was me. That.
So it would appear that I forgot to send the link out twice. So my bad. Well, I'll have to ping you direct next time.
It'll be good.
Right then,
No problem, mate.
what we got here?
The delay on YouTube's massive, isn't it? That's the trouble on the
It is.
comments.
It is, yeah. It is a lot slower than what. No, the StreamYard that I use is behind Discord slightly, but only slightly.
Good enough.
Right,
So are
see
we
where
all?
go. Well, we'll go straight to the first topic and the first conversation that we had that was brought up in the chat this week for us to have a talk about. Community. So there we go. The first one. This is quite a good one as well, and it helps. It's kind of linked to you, Rick. Now that you've seen quality of British bred fish, as a person like myself, would you have a pond with just homegrown fish, or would you still want Japanese koi? So I'll put that to you, Daz, first.
I've got a polytunnel full of homegrown fish. So yes, absolutely. From a breeding point of view, you would always try and use the best bloodlines and quality fish that you can get hold of at the time. So that tends to point towards Japanese. But having said that, there are some excellent British bred fish, and I would always include some British bred fish in with those sort of high quality fish, if you get my meaning. But from just a pond point of view, then yes, 100%, I would have English fish all day long.
Would you have any other types then as well?
Yeah, if I thought that the variety was good enough and the quality was good enough, then yes.
Well, I'll go next, and then we'll stick that to Vince. I mean, obviously, Rick's probably covered it. Well, in fact, no, Rick, we've known what you know about British bred koi. Would you have anything else other than that? Same question to you.
Yeah, it depends on what I want to do with them. If you're a general koi keeper that wants nice, strong, healthy fish, British, no issue. But there's some stuff you still can't get from British farms. Yeah. And if you want to compete in shows at certain classes, the Japs are ahead of us by a chunk. If your budget suits and you got heated ponds, and I'd personally have a combination of the best I could get, be it British, Yoshigoi, Jap.
Yeah.
If they're the best I could afford or get of the variety I wanted, then I'd get them from whatever source is producing them. But it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? It is, yeah. Budget as well as what environment you're keeping them in. You know, if you've got a small unheated pond that's exposed, then high-end jackfish aren't going to survive very well generally in it. They're not going to thrive in it as well as perhaps a more acclimatized, hardier fish.
Yeah. Unless they go to Yorkshire and become double hard bastards. That moves up here has to do. It's got to do. It's got
a question to you then, Rick. What about Israeli koi?
No, I spent 3 months out there when I was younger working on a farm out there, and they're produced differently. And if you care for them in a way that suits, they're absolutely fine. They fit a budget. They fit a pond keeper, hobbyist, the same as any other fish do. They've got a place. But my own real qualm is real cheap imports from all over the world coming in when they don't need to. They're going to cause problems wherever they go.
Yeah.
That's sort of unnecessary. But everything else has its place, be it Israeli, Polish, Japanese. You know, if you can get good quality fish at a price and they suit the environment they're going in. But the Israeli stuff, again, is produced at such warm temperatures that our climate with an unheated pond isn't as suitable to them, is it? It's the same sort of scenario. So, it depends on the hobbyist, doesn't it? So
I've got a question for you, Ricky. Is it true that the Israelis produce the best Purachinas?
Damn you, Daz.
No, sorry, was that?
You must have literally just read my mind then. I was going to say about go on. I'll let you answer that question, Rick. We've heard it said, haven't we? But I don't know if it's true. Yeah. But apparently they're supposed to have the best.
Well,
for our climate.
I can't hear you then. Sorry, you sounded a bit muffled.
They're just achievers, just that one variety.
No, not achievers. Not achievers.
Purachina.
Perachina. Or
no, the best. Unfortunately, the best breeder of that variety in Japan has had KHV a few times. Without doubt, Churago was the best breeder of that variety. But I think three times now his farm's had KHV. So basically, his fish haven't been coming into this country for some years.
Quite a while now.
But his were the best. Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. There's a couple of other breeders now doing good stuff, but yeah, I've never seen the good ones we did always came from his brood stock when we got them years ago, and when we lost them, we've never been able to replicate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's where that you know the platinums or Pericino, whatever you would want to call them, because that one farm specialised in it, and then was shut down by the Japanese government. That supply stopped, and there wasn't many other people doing them. So yeah, in the market.
I have a question then, right? And this is not, I don't know, and I've tried to look, but I can't see. What is the difference? And this is to all the panel. What is the difference to a Pericino and a platinum or Ginrin
Very
platinum?
little.
What is the difference?
There isn't one. Different name.
Because I've looked and I've looked and I've looked and I've looked and I've looked at different pictures side by side. We've had 6 or 7 people all going, can you tell me a difference there? What's the difference between that fish? And you'll go to some people at shows and say, what is it? And they go, oh, it's a Pericino. And then you go to somebody else, well, what's that? There. And they go, it's a platinum organ. Well, it's the same fish. And I'm like, well, who's right? So I go and ask the owner, what's that? It's platinum organ. And I think, yes. And then somebody else goes, no, it's a Pericino, that. And it's like, I don't know if I'm just getting like dicked about a bit or whether or not I was generally fixed up. We came back home from that show, and me and Mike, me and Mick, Mick, Mike, and Jeff, and I don't know if we were on in all does, but we sat for hours going through picture after picture after picture, putting them side by side, going, can you see a difference?
I've always known it was a Parachina.
Parachina. But what about the Ginrin one? I mean, obviously, there's Ginrin. I thought it might have to do with that. Or...
Ginrin Parachina, then, isn't it? But because a Parachina is a metallic white fish.
So what's a platinum organ then?
Metallic white fish. It's just a different name for it.
Right. So the same fish, just 2 names.
Yeah.
Yep.
Been debunked here. There you go, live. Straight on Gaz's GK. And if anybody wants to argue the difference, just down there. Right then. Well, as a koi enthusiast and somebody that only keeps koi and don't breed, but really would, love and going to be a part of what's going on Daz's this evening.
Well, you're going to produce the hard bastard strain.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Daz. All you need to do is just borrow a few of mine, wang them in there, you're all good. They've got to be though, aren't they? I mean, who else can go out there in the morning and you've got 18 inches of snow, and then 2 days later you go back out, it's gone. I mean, that's 3 times this year for me, and it's been like. Looking at Vince's, well, he's chucking it down here too. So it's not chucking it down here, mate. 18 inches of snow. I'm like, let's keep that shit up there, he says. That's all I get. I know. But yeah, they've got to be pretty tough because I ain't paying no electric bill like that. Because obviously, being Yorkshire, we're also tight bastards too. So it does, they don't stand a chance. They're going to have to just toughen up, suck it up, and deal with it. And they do. And to be fair, good. Just again. I've been good. I've been all right. I've been lucky.
I'm a firm advocate. They need a winter.
Yeah.
Well, they'll definitely get a winter here, mate. That is for sure. I mean, there's only like 2.5 weeks to summer. That's it. So the rest of the time is pretty much winter. That's all we get. It should be called Arctic cod mines, wouldn't it? To be fair, as just a pond enthusiast, pond keeper, a fish keeper, I think I've got them all. I have what I believe is my Pericino, platinum organ, whichever it might be. I do believe it's Israeli, and the reason being is it came from
Garden Centre.
No, it came from Quality Koi Carp, and I'm pretty sure that their small little fish were all Israeli fish. I don't know for definite, but I'm pretty sure. It never ever I never really asked. I just thought if I like the fish, I'm having it. And it was perfectly fine. It looks perfectly nice. I bought it as a tiny little tiddler and it's growing into a nice little fish. And it is. Well, I'm well happy with it. As long just want some size on it. That's all. Just a bit of size on it. But it is pristine. There's not a mark on it, not a blemish on it at all. Clean as a whistle. Just needs to grow. And then we're good. But I have Polish fish. I have British bred fish from 2 sources in this room. And I also have Japanese. And they're all...
That's it, Gaz, going back to the original question of quality, when somebody says, are Japanese the best quality? What makes, if somebody's to look at an Israeli koi or a Polish koi or a Japanese koi, nobody can honestly tell the difference just by looking at them. So when you say... They better quality.
Mr. Tate, can he
I bet you they can.
There's one man that can.
I don't know.
I honestly don't think so, mate.
Sometimes with Japanese koi, and then you look at Israeli koi. Israeli koi look to have more of a pointed head. So
the head structure does look different.
But does that affect the quality? Does that affect the quality though?
No. The quality wise, I don't know.
Because like my local dealer, they sell a lot of Israelis. And if you look at some of their Israelis, they actually look better than some of the Japanese that they sell.
But the thing is, will they still look good 4 years down the line? Because
that's the one.
The quality
can
drop sometimes on Israelis, I've heard.
Before I stopped getting Israeli koi, I used to have the Benny used to drop off them.
Yeah.
Quite a few times.
Mainly the Benny.
And then I ended up with KHV, and then I stopped getting Israeli koi.
Yeah.
So does the quality drop when you start breeding in another country? Because say if you English bred koi, say if you had 2 Japanese bred koi, brought them to England, bred those 2 koi, would the quality drop then just because they were bred in England?
No.
It's down to the level of inbreeding.
That's the thing.
Do you know what I'm trying to get at though? Is that if you've got the 2 same koi that they would breed in Japan and bring them to England and breed them in England, the quality surely wouldn't drop just because they were being bred in a different country.
No,
that's not where the issue comes from. If you bred those 2 fish in England and you kept the 500,000 fry and kept the very best one as a future parent, then the quality would be the same. But what tends to happen with us or most other places is the selection process isn't the same. It isn't as hard. You don't do the numbers. So therefore, what you end up keeping is perhaps a slightly lesser quality. And then your rearing techniques are different. So your body structure and the fish will be slightly different. So inherently, you can start dropping the quality depending on what you do. It's there if you could rear them all and give them the right environment and keep the absolute top fish from the spawning. But what generally happens is you can't keep them all and you don't cull them as hard and you keep maybe the best 1% rather than the best 0.1%. And then inherently you start to lose some of it there. And the breeding techniques are different. Some of the farms in Japan, they've got it down to a super fine art. In Israel, they used to, depending on which kibbutz were producing them, they used to mass produce them out into massive mud ponds where they grew like crazy, but they weren't cold in the same way. So even if you're starting with good fish, you're growing on so many more of a lower level in a different way, that your outcome is then slightly different. So, it's the same thing, isn't it? The Japanese are using the best parents on the planet. We can only buy what we can afford to buy, which isn't the best parents on the planet. So our offspring are already a step behind. And then if our culling process is a step behind, our best fish might match their average fish. But we will never match their top fish.
We're playing catch up, aren't we, basically?
So it's down to sheer numbers then.
I've got somebody just knocking on my door, bear 2 seconds.
So it's down to sheer numbers of the amount of fry that they're producing.
It's the parent to start with, and the numbers and the culling, and then the growing process. That it all points for the right breeders in Japan to a point that's beyond what we could do. But then those fish cost beyond a point that we'll be selling them for. So it's all relative, and it all comes down to different varieties, there's so many variants, but we're getting our best results from our own second generation fish now. So by using our own offspring as parents, we're now getting more consistent and better quality results from that, because we're now in sort of control of what we use as a parent, not just trying to buy from a bloodline the best we can afford. So and they're fish that suit our environment. They've done really well at 5 years old in our environment and use them as a parent. And their offspring have obviously got the kind of makeup that will do well in our environment again.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same as like we all know, probably, especially like in like Japan as well.
Your sound dropping up a little bit then, Matt.
Hang on, let me just bring it up a bit.
There we
So
go.
you know that when we buy from another country or anything like that, we know for a fact that more than likely they're going to keep their best stock for future parents, things like that. So by the time it comes to actually, as a consumer, to actually buy them, we're not going to be able to actually buy them level of gradient as such, because they're going to want to keep them for future projects and future breeding down the line.
Yeah.
And big money, yeah. Well, they're sold for top money, aren't they? So, yeah, 99% of Japanese fish in this country are I don't want to say rejects, but they're the ones that aren't going to make the top end fish, because those top end fish are going to the top end breeders in Asia, Europe, Spain, and Japan. Some will come here for those that are in that market, but it goes from a few pounds of fish up to then thousands of pounds of fish. The margins escalate massively for the top end stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
When you look at like the Kahaku that was sold in Japan, where it went for something ridiculous, like 1.2 or something like that along the lines. I saw a video of it being sold for. So,
I mean, that was S Ledger. That's a grand champion Sakai Kahaku that I'm not even sure it even left the farm, even when it was bought for that. It was used as a parent fish, and the owner owned it. But yeah, more in name only than.
didn't know that. Didn't actually leave that farm.
I'm not sure. It was certainly used as a parent fish, and it didn't survive very long. But at the end of the day, it's the kudos that goes with the best boy in the world, and that was the best boy in the world. So at that time, it's if you're a millionaire, it's peanuts. If you're like me and Vince, we ain't paying £1 million.
But saying that,
I preferred your price when we went down there, to be fair, mate, than paying £1 million.
you bagged some lovely fish off of Ricky's auction the other week, though.
Yeah, we have been sourcing a few from them, because it's just a different avenue for us to get hold of certain fish. Some of the Donichi stuff, are quite affordable for what they are. If I go out to Japan, to the Donichi farm, I'm going to get charged a fortune to pick anything. So it's a different way of obtaining a few fish I can grow on as future parents.
But it also gives it an influx of fresh bloodline as well, doesn't it? Different genetics and everything else that comes with it.
Yeah. For us, our Kahaku lines and Sankey lines are all Momotaro on the Sankey side, and Matsue and Akara on the Kahaku side. So they're very good lines in themselves, but to add something different, it's an affordable way of buying a few smaller ones we can grow on, and if they make the cut in 2 or 3 years, they'll be introduced. Yeah.
We've got another question. Well, Vince, do you want to put your 2 pence into the answer of that question that we detoured away from?
And the original question was?
And the original question was, glad you were listening. Now you've seen the quality of British bred fish, as a person like myself, would you have a pond with just home homegrown fish, or would you still just want Japanese koi?
No. The only fish I wouldn't have in my pond is an Israeli fish. I've
And that's
got
gonna be a previous
I've got
experience.
British bred koi in my pond, and I've got Japanese koi in my pond. I'm happy with that.
And
like,
Polish.
oh well,
Yeah.
not for much longer, because that's going to
You have one. It's in there.
that's going to Ray at the koi pond. Yeah, there are you know the Deutsche Kahaku, but no, I have had Polish fish in my pond, and I have no issue with having Polish fish in my pond. Be honest, I've got an issue with some of the prices of Polish fish in comparison to some of the Japanese fish you can actually get and the British fish you can get for at least half the price. And that's where I struggle.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's the answer. That's your opinion on that one. Why is my camera frozen there? Oh, there you go. It's moving again. Sorry, the other one looked like the camera was froze. We have another question from Paul Audley. He says, "Evening, guys. Last week there was talk about quarantining fish. Should we be quarantining the plants as well?"
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with giving your plants a PP dip. It won't hurt
Actually,
them.
you did that last year, Daz,
Yeah.
with those.
I did pond lilies, yeah. I took some out of a customer's pond, and I did a random slide, and I found what looked like costia. So I PP'd all of the plants, left them in PP for a week, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got to be careful. You can't just yank a plant out of someone's pond, put it in yours, and think you're okay. It's not just fish that the parasites will travel on.
There you go.
It's not just how the plants will introduce snails that you might not want in the pond, which will toads, whatever. Yeah. So
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the guy who I got the plants from, he'd only got a few goldfish in there, but even so, it's not worth taking a risk.
I mean, you can get slide, just scrape off the pond wall, and I guarantee you'll find something in that.
Yeah.
I've heard that said a few times now, mate, to be fair.
Might not be a fish disease, though. Just be a bug.
So that's a definite yes from everyone, mate, on that one. Next one we've got is Budgie Pondkeeper says, "I have a fish with one eye that's gone milky white. Can this be treated? Question. Is it fatal? Any ideas what this could be? Or what causes this, should I say? But same thing.
Anyone?
Milky eye. I mean, it could have bumped it, couldn't it? It could be a cataract. It could be.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, sometimes you get fungus that sort of attack the eye and the head, but normally that just keeps spreading over the whole fish, and it's good. Normally end up dying from it. A milky eye, more like some sort of damage that's occurred at some point, and
it sounds more like it glanced its face off or something, doesn't it? And it's caught its eye and damaged retina a little bit, or damaged.
Got some kind of cataract.
Yeah,
I think Skeggy gave it a good shout earlier, cart box. Because I think I've had something similar.
I've never known it on the eyes though. It's always on the fins.
I've had something similar. Say Skeggy mentioned it earlier as well on the chat. I had a fish last year that had a milky eye. I kept an eye on him. Came summer and it completely went no treatment at all. But he did suffer from cart pox. That one in particular fish did.
Unless it's in the mucus layer that goes over the head and can go over the eye. If that's you get like that milky appearance in the mucus layer. If that covers the eye as well, it could give that appearance.
Is it something that could be in the Bible?
Possibly.
The hardback version, no less. Shall we confer?
Oh,
Should it be fatal, whatever it is. So, yeah, don't panic.
Yeah, Skeggy said it there again. Cart pox can be on the eye.
Yeah. I'm not wouldn't for 1 minute think that it couldn't be. It seems like it can come at random spots all over fish, really, doesn't it? So maybe
Can't cook the whole fish.
But does it look like a waxy, lumpy, blobby substance, or is it just literally a glazing of the eye?
Yeah.
A glazing of the eye would indicate more to trauma to me, I would have said.
That's what I would have thought.
But it depends how it looks, mate. You'd have to perhaps maybe do a little shot, show the fish, see what we can have a look at, or post it somewhere for us to have a look at. But I don't know of anything particular parasite-wise that just attacks the eye. Do you guys?
I mean,
No.
they are animals and they are eyes, and cataracts aren't just
Yeah, it could just
a human thing.
It could be, 100%, mate.
Yeah.
Lots of animals are affected by cataracts, aren't they? Is it an older fish or is it a young fish? Go on, Daz.
Well, that's fungus over the whole of the head. That's attacked the eye.
Is that an Israeli?
Probably. So the fungus will spread over the whole entire body surface of the koi, even infecting the eyes.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it could
But without a
be
picture or a video, we can't 100% tell you.
Yeah.
So
Well, to be fair, it wouldn't be something we would be turning around. We're not going to give you a diagnosis.
we're not vets today, are we?
But it would appear that you can, as other people have said, you might be able to get fungus on the eye. You might very well be able to get catpox on the eye. I would say, mate, if in doubt, try see if you can get some kind of images of it and ask an expert, mate. Ask somebody that can turn around and give you worst case scenario, mate. Drop it in at your vets, let them have a look, see what they can tell you. It might just be something you can treat with, or it might be something where it might have to lose the eye. I don't know. Who knows? I know a fish can certainly manage to swim around with only one eye.
Yeah.
I
I know people remove the eye.
Yeah.
I had a fry last year from my spawning, only had the one eye.
I only had the one eye, yeah. It's quite common in fry, isn't it? So
I went to a fishing lake, and the carp must have been so inbred there. There was thousands of them. They're all pasty-sized. They're all about a pound in weight. They were so stunted. But in amongst those fish, just in one day of fishing, I caught 4 fish. 2 have got only one eye, and 2 have got no eyes whatsoever. My God, I don't think this is so weird. But there's been some serious next level inbreeding going on there or something.
I just got seen this Skeggy's comment come up there. I've got a tench with no eyes, which he has got a tench with no eyes. And then Mike said, a fish with no eyes is
no idea.
No, it's fish. God damn, Mike. That was bad. So I think it seems as though you didn't post it in here, mate, but
dad joke
you definitely
Dad joke of the week goes to.
Dad joke of the week definitely goes to Mr. Tropical Koi. That was shocking. That was shocking.
Oh my word.
Right, well, the next question then. We'll go with the next one. Timothy has asked if maybe some information on treating koi ulcers, different medications for beginners. Thank you and good night. Have a good night. Anybody want to give? How would you think? If you had a fish that you found an ulcer on, could you do us the honour, sir, and let us know how you would go about treating a fish, what you would use, what you would prep a fish with to treat an ulcer?
Me personally, I'd isolate that fish, and it's a horrible bacterial problem. That antibiotics is the only way you'll deal with it, and it generally is something you just don't want to get in your pond at all. And if you've got ulcers in your pond, you're in for a flog. All the topical treatments are, very, very limited in what they'll do. Salt will help. The osmoregulatory system, if you salt the pond up to 0.6%, that's the same as what the fish are. So they're not struggling, taking on water all the time through a big wound. So that gives them a fighting chance. But yeah, you're dealing with their immune system's got to deal with it, and you just got to give the fish every chance, its own immune system, to deal with that bacteria by good water quality, the right temperatures. You can control that, and if you can get hold of some antibiotics that are going to work, which is a nightmare. Yeah,
But that's a koi breeder saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's one of those avoid. If you just don't get it in your pond. If quarantine, check what you buy. Yeah, just once it's in your pond, it's in your pond, and until it is a real because you'll heal one, and then another one will die or get a wound, and it just rolls on and on and on. Difficult. Real feel for people that have got problems with ulcers, because the antibiotics that do work aren't licensed in this country, and that's the problem. So you need an injectable antibiotic that's suitable. It's just a nightmare. So general husbandry, like I say, salt, keeping the pond in a temperature zone that's suitable for the fish more than the bacteria, if that's something if you've got a pond that you can control the heat with. Just if you need to treat one, you can topically treat them, but you're dealing with a wound from the outside, but the bacteria is blood-borne, it's all over, it's throughout the pond system. So you're just treating, one aspect of a problem that, is a real issue.
And you've got to do the right thing as well. Do not move fish on if you've got an ulcer problem, and be super cautious and wary of anyone that's closing a pond down and getting rid of the fish. A lot of people close the pond down because they've got an ulcer or bacterial issue. So try to avoid taking fish from other people's ponds, or only if you're super confident that there's never been any issues in that pond. Otherwise, you're into a world of hurt.
Oh yes.
There we go. So, if in doubt, get it out, quarantine it.
You were saying about copyright?
Oh dear. But avoid at all costs if at all possible. Treatments of ulcers are very difficult, aren't they? It's a long slog and all, isn't it?
You'll heal a fish and it will roll on, and even when you've got all of your fish settled down, after a year, 2 years, whatever, and you've got your remaining fish, whenever you put new fish in, it tends to re-emerge on the new fish and then can start causing. And it's just it's just one of those where quarantine is just so important.
See, Sorry,
what is the recommended time for quarantining? Is it 8 weeks?
There's no. It's not a. It depends on the temperature you're going to keep them at. So we'd normally say put them 4 weeks on their own, then take an existing fish from your pond and put it with your quarantine fish as a crash test dummy. Is the best word to put it. So because quite often the fish in your quarantine, it's right. If they've had KHV or ulcers and they've all got an immunity to it, you put them in your quarantine tank, they're gonna carry on as normal. So they still might look absolutely perfect after 4 weeks. But then you introduce one of your fish that hasn't seen what they've seen, and you might suddenly find 2 weeks later the fish that you put in there as a sacrificial fish has got a dirty great wound or having problems. So it's not just the fact of putting them on their own, it's also mixing the two stocks together, as it were. So the safest way of doing it is moving one from your pond into the quarantine again for another maybe 4 weeks, and you're doing everything you can to make sure that you're moving safe fish. Livestock, you can still, problems can still crop up, but you're doing everything you can, and if there is a problem, it's in the quarantine tank. It's not in your main pond with all your prize.
So what you're saying then is every pond technically should have one shit fish that you can think, right? Sorry, fella, but you're the one. You're going in here. I'll see you in 4 weeks, mate. See how you're doing. And if you're good, he gets to live another 12 months in next pond till back into main pond again. If everything's good.
That's why you need a butterfly.
You want to do me a good one, would you? It'd have to be the one you like the least. Because you won't want to put your best in there, would you?
No, but it is the safest option, because you'll see that you can have fish that have got problems that, like I say, they've got no issue. They've seen it, they've got over it, and they'll sit in your quarantine tank, buzzing around happy as Larry. But the minute you mix the two lots of fish together, then you'll get the reaction. So you need to do it in the quarantine.
Right. Oh, I hate these lot. Sorry, Rick. There's the admin, the bastards. That's all I'm saying. Right? They're saying that you should use a butterfly koi, and then that'd be your sacrificial fish. Would be a butterfly koi.
Yes, get in.
I told you every pond should have one. Now you've all got to get one.
Fuck off.
Sure. It's right, isn't it? There's no wrong with butterfly koi, is there, mate?
There isn't, no. As long as they're the nice ones.
That's fucking right with me either.
Let's just say, for example, you've got an issue, a bacterial issue or also issue in your quarantine pond from introducing a fish. Now, what would be the way to sanitize that pond to get rid of them?
You just smack them both on head, don't you, and get rid.
Well, yeah, but how do you clean the pond out? What would you use or recommend, Ricky, to bleach or is there any fire?
To be honest, we'd go in with sodium hypochlorite, which is swimming pool bleach.
Right.
Just keep the system running and put it through, so it goes through the pump, the pipe work, the filters.
Yeah.
But you're starting from scratch again.
Yeah.
So that'll annihilate absolutely everything then.
Yeah. Basically, you're just starting with a whole brand new setup again. Yeah. You don't want to do it, but it's the better course of action. Unfortunately,
equivalent of a nuclear bomb, basically.
Yeah.
Got an answer there from Alan Tate. Says high budget pond could be cloudy eye. Melaflex is a treatment. Thank you very much, Alan. There you go. He's already budget pond piece, but cheers, Alan. Nice one. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. There we go. See, we're all learning something every day. Every day's a school day, Andy.
Every day is a school day.
Yeah. Accept my invitation if you're watching. What's with? Keep inviting him to me. Facebook group keeps ignoring it. The next question is, what is Vince making for tea? It's been asked a lot. So I mean, what are you making for tea?
Barbecue chicken with rice.
Barbecue chicken with rice, folks. That's what Vince was making for tea.
Tasty. Is there any left?
No.
Damn it.
Well, there is a little bit of rice left, but that will be going in the pond.
Right. I was going to offer you some Easter egg bins, but more now.
I'll have to go and get me a bar of chocolate now. Anyway.
Irish Jody Coy says, got to be Josh Abbon's Achiever for me. Fire.
Yeah, they are nice.
They are nice fish, mate. Really nice. We were only saying that just the other day, Daz, weren't we?
Well, you know what, Gaz? I got a male one of those, and I moved it into the tunnel the other day, and it's got a lovely dark purple tinge to it. You know, we were saying about purple.
Yes, the purple Achiever.
I do wonder if it's got that genetic trait in it.
That'd be so good if it does.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Right, well, we've got one other topic that we want to bring up, and then I'm going to push back through the rest of the comments and see if there's any more questions as I quickly go through. If anybody does want to ask anybody a question, do us a huge favour, guys. It makes it stand out a lot more for me if you type it all in capital letters. I won't think you're shouting. It just makes it easy for me to, separate them from anything else. It's just a little bit easier for me when I'm trying to look for the questions that people are asking. But what we have got is what was that?
It's just an Easter egg.
Oh, your Easter egg just disappeared. Did somebody
Yeah. Estelle's moving me out of the way.
He won't let me boil the kettle, so I'm making a coffee in the microwave. I'm trying to get a biscuit.
She's not allowed to put the kettle next to me.
The thing is, normally Estelle goes, how many people's on? Well, just at the present, Estelle, it's 104.
I'm not bothered at this point. I'm freezing and I want a coffee. Oh, crap. All right.
Throwing biscuits at me now.
Look, you're brilliant.
Only she's brought you a trifle to go with said coffee and biscuits, Dad, you're all good.
Oh, you take it in one.
Dad, now I know why you're so fucking short.
That's it. He starved me in this house.
Would you like a coffee?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go on. I'm all right. I've got some pop. Good. We've got something that has been brought to my attention today that these gentlemen would like to go back into the lounge again.
Too many hamsters.
What these two gentlemen would like to bring up and put through to you as all. I'll let you take it away because this is going to be wicked.
Well, actually started with a little Telegram conversation between myself and Ricky, and I sort of took it one stage further by saying, well, let's take it to the live. And what Ricky's got in mind really floats my boat because of the way they do things at New Forest Koi, and everything is done by hand strip, and that gives him the opportunity to play the mad scientist. Ricky has put together, I think, was it 7 crosses?
Yeah,
Different varieties. And after the live, me and Gaz will put up a poll because you can only put 4 in a poll each time. And what will be is different crosses that Ricky has put together, and I'll let him explain about the crosses in a minute. And we would like to know which one you would like to see done. And if the spawning does go well, then there is the 99.9% possibility that we could then do a growing show over the winter with said spawning.
The Suey shower.
Right. Now I'll hand you over to Ricky to talk about the crosses and why he's gone for them.
good stuff. I haven't got the list. Hang on.
No pressure. Over to you. Where's
Yeah, no pressure. Have you got the list, Vince? Because that might make
I
life
have.
easier. Good.
Gaz has got a picture if you want to chuck it up, Gaz.
What's
That'd be
that?
even better.
the picture of?
I sent you a list on Telegram, a picture of a list on Telegram.
Oh, sweet. Right, bear 1 second.
He's not looked at it, has he?
It shows how much preparation he puts into a Thursday night. I do all this fucking legwork.
There we go.
Too much time on COD, that's what it is.
I've not been nowhere near it this evening.
Yeah.
It's a new season or something. It looks the same to me.
Right, let's put that on there. Let's put that there.
So the upshot is that they are all crosses that would potentially make patterned offspring that we can track. So it sort of rules out a lot of the single coloured stuff or plainer stuff. So it's all going to be it's new crosses for us, but also it should be pattern fish that we can offer for sale and follow.
Can you see that clear enough, guys, or you need that bigger?
You need that bigger.
Please.
There we go.
That's better.
Yeah, nice.
Look at that face there.
Right, so
You get rid of that.
So we've got.
Can you read them, Vince?
Can you read them?
I've got the list here. So number 1 is Shisui Cross Monroe.
Oh. Yeah, that's
So,
yeah.
yeah, essentially red, black, and blue stripes.
Mm.
Yeah. Next one, Vin.
Next one is Red Kajaku Cross Goshki.
Cheeky little sponsor. Thank you very much.
So that'd be for making some Benny Ginger type stuff. So your red cubes with more black in.
We'll be definitely in for one of them, guys.
So the red Kajaku, yeah, Dibs. Red Kajaku cross Goshki would be creating Benny Ginger.
Yeah, that's kind of how it. Yeah, so you get the floating Benny on the Matsuba, the metallic Matsuba.
Paul's finished then, guys. That's it. Benny Ginger. That's it.
Right.
Starts and finishes the Benny Ginger, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Cross number 3. Deutsch Yellow Harawaki cross a Deutsche Chiba.
Yes, I've often thought of doing that one myself. Yeah.
So yeah, again a semi-metallic yellow Achieva sort of type stuff.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
In fact, I might even try that one myself. I've got 2 of them.
Very similar to that one you missed out on, Daz.
Yeah,
That's kind of where it came from.
That's
Yeah.
what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's that? 3. Choice 4. What we got?
Yeah, number 4.
Choice 4, we've got Ginrin Asagi cross Ginrin Achiba.
Okay, that's for more like the golden corn stuff that the Taniguchi does. Not to the same level, but that type of effect.
Yeah.
Golden sweet
Ooh.
corn.
Ooh. You
Have
could
you
call
never
it
done
West
that
Country
before?
Corn.
Number 5. What we got? I can't
Number
read
5,
that.
we've got Deutsch Kinshowa crossed with a Ginrin Hiyatsuri.
Ooh.
And that would be to try and create some metallic Hiyatsuri.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So again, yeah, obviously that's the desired outcome. A lot of the offspring won't look like that, but it's a possibility.
Choice number 6 is a Ginrin Asagi cross Goshki.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
so
That'd be my vote.
Yeah, step up the red on the Asagi, a bit darker across the board. Who knows? It could be good, could be bad.
We're not sure whether
Yeah,
have we, guys?
But that made the Matsuba a little bit more prominent on the Goshki doing that.
Yeah, you might bring up the red pattern a bit more, so you get more pattern up on the Asagi, but a darker background. It will produce a lot of very dark fish that probably will have to be culled out, but you will get some patterned stuff. Certainly with a Ginrin, use a lighter Ginrin Asagi, you'll get more variation.
Yeah.
And cross number 7 was a red Kajaku with a Ginrin Asagi.
Similar thing, just put a bit of shine in it.
Yeah. Bit of bling.
Everyone loves a bit of bling.
Yeah.
So if
They all sound really interesting, to be honest, Ricky.
people choose their favourite or whatever, or what they want to see, and we'll do at least one of them. And if the offspring are any good, we'll use them for something in the autumn or next spring, whichever suits.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you're thinking about, right, I'll stop sharing that so we can all bring us all.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, out of all the lists of them again, which is Shisui cross Kumonru, which is choice number 1. Choice number 2 was Red Kajaku cross Goshki. Choice number 3 was Doitsu Yellow Harawaki with Doitsu Achiba. Choice number 4, which was Ginrin Asagi cross Ginrin Achiba. Choice number 5, Doitsu Kin Showa cross Ginrin Hiyatsure. And choice number 6, Ginrin Asagi cross Goshki. and choice number 7, red Kajaku cross Ginrin Asage. So whichever one everybody picks has been the favourite one to go for, you're going to do a spawn with them. Whatever comes out and produces, if you get some good, decent fish, you're thinking about doing some kind of a growing show with them next year.
Yeah, we do something grow on wise with them. And obviously you've picked them, so if they're no good, it's not my fault.
Now, this is what I was saying, guys. Now, for this is something that I've never seen happen, and that's a koi breeder actually putting out to people and giving them an opportunity to try and create a new fish.
Yeah.
Now,
Excited.
now that
What
is
we're gonna
exciting
do,
times.
what we're going to do from both on my channel and on Vince's channel, we're going to put in a community poll. We're going to add up those categories. We're going to put them in. Before on Vince's, free on mine, whatever way around. We want you to come on to the channels on both of them. Cast your votes in there. Don't want you to leave a vote in here tonight, but obviously it's nice to hear what you're thinking of and what you're going on. So feel free to leave some here now if you want as well. But we want to, so we've got an official count up on the winning fish or the winning cross spawn, and then let's see what comes from it.
Who's going to name it?
Let that then
La Twisted GKP.
And obviously, when we've got the choice, we'll get video of said individuals that are going to be used. So there's a full record of the fish spawning, and as they progress along, I'll show them being cold. Vince can come and film.
Yeah,
we'll see what we do as we go through. If they spawn and if everything goes to plan, then we can follow them from dot right the way through to the ones that go to people at the end of the year, whatever.
Yeah.
Beyond.
That sounds absolutely brilliant, mate.
Yeah, I think that's wicked, mate. It really is. That, I mean, how many times have you ever heard of a breeder turning around and saying, "What do you want?" I mean, all right, it's giving you options, but there's limited options. What do you want? Let's see what it produces, and when it produces them, let's see what they become together. That's never been done before.
They're all different. They're all different crosses that haven't been done before.
I've never heard of it done before.
No.
Yes.
So
First.
Yeah. There you go. It could be
A load of fish with 2 heads.
It could all end. If Golden Corn wins, guys, I'm seriously going to fall out here. In there is beyond me, but Golden Corn's not for me. But I mean, you never know. They might make some nice looking fish, might they? Who knows?
oh yeah.
Yeah. Might be an improvement on the golden corn.
Yeah. Oh, you can't get anything worse. They're not my cup of tea, them at all.
Yeah,
Some of them do look stunning, but if they could make them all look like that, then I would say, yeah, they're a nice fish. But
Yeah, if you could get that one that was on the cover of Koi Talk magazine,
exactly.
if you could get that replicated on a larger scale with consistency, then yeah, you're right. It's a stunning fish, but it's the unpredictability and the inconsistency that puts me off with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them are almost red and they're still called a golden corn. It's
yeah, they are. They're good. It's like any though. The good ones are good, and not so good ones are not good. And then you can say that for any variety. You know.
So when are you looking at doing this spawning then?
Depending on what parents are chosen, will depend on when they're being moved for other spawning. So it will depend, but it will probably be early to mid-May. That's when the bulk of them are done. And also, I've got to have.
Would you do any fry available from them as well? Because obviously you're going to have an abundance of them. Would you want to make any fry available?
Yeah, we would. Yeah. The only option, anything we would say.
Sorry, I might put you on the spot there a little bit, mate. I apologise if I did, but I mean.
No. They'd be available, but they'd be sold as a cross that we don't know. So obviously, people that generally buy fry are buying straight bred, Shishui, whatever. They know what they're getting. If we do a cross and they are the dirtiest, worst fish, then
the chance though, you're buying certified or new varieties.
But at the same time,
It's fun though.
you will also, if you did buy fried, you then become part of the bigger process of seeing how they develop and how they progress and stuff. So it's not just the grown show fish that will be available if they spawn towards the end, but you know, if fry go out, you'll be able to get a better view on range of how they turn out, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's there, it's open, it's people pick, and we'll do what we can.
Yeah,
Awesome. I tell you what, I'm buzzing. Yeah, this search is right up my street.
If any of you are interested and you want to be a part of it, what the hell? Can we have one of them?
Turn out like?
Yeah.
How does it know which direction to go in? Who does the eating?
I think I've bred a few like that actually.
So there you go, guys. There's what we're putting to you. There's what we'd like you to do. After the show, I don't know if Vince could do it beforehand, but after the show, as soon as I'm done, I'm going to be making that poll. You don't have to obviously do it today, but it'll put over the next up and coming days. If you can cast your votes and let us know what you want, there's 95 plus people in here. If it's something that you're interested in, something that you want to sort, and something you want to pick, hit us up in the comments. In the
Hit us up in the comments. Hit us up on the fucking poll.
Hit us up in the poll and let us know which one you want to go for, and we'll let this man then do all the rest of the work.
Oh yes, I can't wait to stand there filming him singing Barry White.
At 4 in the morning.
Have you got a good voice, Rick?
Me?
Only when he's got a skinful.
I think we're all like that.
To quickly move on to his next questions, then that we've got. Hopefully, if there's any that's being actually put in. Copy's put. You've all seen Goldie, but where is it from? My answer to that would be, where have you bought it from, mate? No idea, bud. I mean, that's...
Pass next question.
I ain't got a clue. Couldn't tell you, mate. Not got a scuba. Anybody else seen it that could say, or hazard a guess?
It's one of them things, you know, unless you've got a trained eye like Mr. Tate, you know, to us everyday people, you could be looking at a fucking Taiwan fucking coin.
Yeah, could be
Just
from anywhere. Do you know where it's from?
Guys.
Because I ain't got a clue. No idea at all.
No, me neither.
Let's see if we got any more questions. Well, Cashie's Koi says, I have to say the quality of the fish I saw at New Forest Koi, New Forest, and the quality of the fish that I've seen here at Yoshiki Koi has been outstanding. There will be a difference, but quality is equally as good.
Yeah.
Told you you'd enjoy it, mate. Some lovely fish there, mate. Really have.
And it was Cashie's fault that our Rick here ended up with a fucking hangover.
Technically, yeah, I'll blame him.
Yeah. I'm going to guess. I'm going to just double check something.
Whilst he's doing that, what pick would you go on those spawnings then? If we go round the people. Vince, you're next door.
Me? For me, I think it's got to be the Red Kajaka and the Gimmer and the Saggy.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
What two on that?
What about?
I would go with number 6 personally for myself.
That's the Ginrin Asagi and the Goshki.
Yeah.
I quite like. Sorry. I quite like the idea of the
Is that number one?
the
Number
lemon
one.
arawaki and the Achiba. That sounds interesting to me.
I've got
Only because you missed out on that one.
I'm torn between that one, Daz, and the red Kajaku and the Goshka for the.
Yeah, both of those sound really interesting.
But yeah, the Doitsu Yellow Harawaki and Doitsu Achiba, I reckon that could look sweet. That could look really nice.
Well, we'll try that one anyway this year, just to see.
Not like we're trying to influence you guys in any way, shape, or form, but red Kajakus and Goshkas have been pretty nice.
What was it? What was the Shizui mixed with on number one?
Come on, Ryu.
They've both got that lateral patterning down the sides, haven't they? So yeah, that's be interesting to see how that turns out.
It would, because you've got the unpredictability of the Sumi on a Command.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the changing Sumi. Yeah.
There we go.
Look forward to this. This is going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be wicked.
And I'll tell you what, I'll even look forward to the drive down.
Yes.
It wasn't all that bad, does it? It wasn't all that bad at all.
No,
some pretty random stuff I've seen driving down there. Donkeys wandering up and down side of roads. Horses.
Yeah.
You ain't see nothing. Wait till you see them
Oh,
big
what's going on here?
But we did notice that the whole motorway cleared for us, didn't it? They knew the GKP was coming.
They did.
We saw about 6 cars all the way there.
Oh, guys, I'm
They're
going to
like,
jump
holy
off.
fuck, look, it's Danger Mouse.
Say again, bud. What did you say then?
I'm just going to jump off and go and grab some food.
No worries, mate. Thank you very much for joining us, bud.
Don't
forget to cast your vote after this, after the show. If you would do me a huge favour, mate, stick your
vote in.
Stick your vote
Yeah,
in
of course.
when we put them up. Nice
Yep,
one, bud.
of
Thank you
course.
very much. Thanks for joining
I'll still
us.
be in chat anyway.
Oh, sweet. Nice one.
Sweet.
Catch you all in a bit.
Cheers.
So, Matt, do you like the idea of the old Shisui and Kamonru?
Vince, you know I love a Shizui. I've got one Shizui in my pond. It's my favourite fish. It always will be. Always has been. So if I can get something like that, but different, it'll be mint, mate.
But you know a Shisui is only an inferior Asagi, don't you?
No. The Asagi is an inferior Shizui, mate.
No,
You're
fuck
right.
off. Hey,
You're right.
Asagi came before Shisui. You look at the Koi family tree.
If you look in the Bible, it actually mentions Shizuis. When Moses took all the animals onto the boat, there was 2 Shizuis onto the boat.
Fucking right, well, doesn't he? Yes.
Yeah. Number 1.
Yes. It's
all the
got to
way.
be done. It's got to be done.
Are we what bullshit?
Oh, yeah.
Does it need displaying? Yeah, I got to excuse me, guys. I've got some chat shit going on as usual, but it's all right because the hammer's coming out in a minute and people are just going to start disappearing.
Oh, for fuck's sake, people.
All we ask, guys, is for you to be nice and be polite.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, I don't think I'm asking much. But if you can't be,
Yeah, that was a little bit earlier, Gaz. I think they've all stopped now, mate.
as long as it's all good and everybody's all right with it. But well, who's getting this, Vince?
Who's getting what?
The statement of the week,
Matt.
Matt.
What?
Sorry, Matt.
Shut up. Shizuis.
Now that's what I call bullshit statement of the week.
Sorry,
Shisui in the Bible, my arse.
As Gaz calls them, blue budgerigars.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about them, but they just remind me of budgies.
What, a Shizui?
Yeah.
Honestly, Saturday down at New Forest, there was this, and I mean this beautiful Shisui, and I mean the blue on it was amazing. And Gaz went, looks like a fucking budgie. It was like, it looks like a budgie.
Shizui is mint. Oh, the top side of my Shizui is completely blue. There's no red creeping up at all. And it's just amazing. It's just like a stunning koi. Absolutely stunning. But Gaz is obviously too posh for a Shizui.
It's not
Posh for a Shisui.
It just made me laugh because I remember saying it. And I'm sorry, Rick. Nothing wrong with them. It's each to their own, isn't it? It's one of those things you either like them or you don't.
I
like them in the yellow and I like them in the pure orange.
Yeah, the
I'm
Iowa
not such
carbons
a
are
massive
nice.
fan of them in the pure blue. The pure blue ones just remind me of like like a budgie's colour.
I'm gonna buy one, and then one night climb over your fence, chuck it in your pond, and see if you notice.
I'd be cool with that. Yeah, I'd have one. See, my original Shisui that I had.
Oh, you had a Shisui? Oh, yeah.
I did. I had 3 of them, mate. I give all of them to my dad. They're still living in Huddersfield. They're just round the corner from me. But I got rid of them because mine went really, really dark. But again, it was when I was feeding the colour enhancing, and the blue went really, really, really dark blue. Now they're back in my dad's pond. They're not like that anymore. But I mean, again,
but they
not my
sense
favourite.
hostility, and that's what changes the colour in them.
Yeah. What? Sorry, Dad.
They sense hostility, and that's what changes the colour in them.
It just knew every time I walked down pond and I saw that fish, I thought, God, you were an ugly bastard. That's got to go. And now it's gone. It's not quite such. It's quite the tended to nice fish.
And now it's gone. Now it's gone. Your pond seems empty.
You know when you go around to your dad's, Gaz, do they look like they're laughing at you?
I think they're doing this, Gaz. You come up. But yeah, they're not my cup of tea. They're not my cup of tea at all.
How many fish have you had that you've regretted moving on, Ricky?
Can we do that again?
How many fish have you had that you've moved on that later on after you've moved it on, you've regretted it?
There was one of the weekend you regretted moving on. That Goshki.
Yeah, when you see a fish like that go, you're one half really proud and one half just kicking yourself because you don't want it to go. But yeah, they've basically all got to go at some point. And yeah, that was probably its time to go. But yeah, it's just when you don't get many of that kind of level.
No.
So, yeah. I
tell you what, I am super pleased with that Ginnerin one though from the Mark Gardner line.
Yeah.
To be fair, mate, you could quite easily go to your spot, bud. Honestly, this is my honest truth opinion. If I'd got an empty pond and a big fat wallet full of cash, I could pick some beautiful, beautiful fish, mate. I really do think you undersold yourself last week.
Yeah, I did.
The fish and the quality of your fish are banging. And there's some very nice fish.
Give yourself enough credit.
And there were even stuff for anybody that wants to buy something decent size. And there were even stuff for people that were new to the hobby and wanted to see how they develop and how they grow on. They were from all sorts of sizes where you could. I mean, you tell me anywhere you can go get a fish.
Yeah,
that sort of
I love that idea.
Someone by me, mate, to get a fish like that size, 11 quid. And that's from a garden centre. And they're not going to be nothing special. But they're about 11 quid. Come down your way down there. What were they, 2 quid? 2 quid a fish?
Pick and mix.
Pick and mix. But you know what I mean? A lot of
I
people
love the tweet shop.
Yeah, a lot of people can have fun with that kind of a fish, though, and just see what it develops, see what it becomes, and learn a little bit from it.
That's a very good way of getting kids involved as well, because they love to just scoop a few out in a net. And like Gaz says, you can't do that anywhere else.
No, we do have a lot of young. Yeah, I mean, obviously the kids aren't allowed to scoop them out, but then we have. They come in and they all choose. The whole family choose fish because they can afford for everyone. And generation after generation, we have people that come back for years, and their grandkids and their kids, and they've all chosen fish, and they've all got names in their ponds. And yeah, some are right, some aren't so good, but they've all got a history and a passion to them. So yeah, which we try and cater for all, but we just can't. We can't cater for the top end. The proper top end is not what we do. It's not what we've ever tried to do, and there's enough people doing that. We'll do what we do quite happily. And when we do have a very good fish, and we've got customers that do want our best stuff, it's easy enough to find good homes for them. So we're happy that it worked. And if a hobbyist wants something specific we can't do, then we know people we pass them on to. It's not a problem. We're not worried.
I don't mind, Ricky. You can pass that cargo here at Sirion. I won't say no.
That would be a line. I said to Vince, because me and Vince have had a chat about this already, earlier on. But that to me would be that's something else. That fish, mate, that's stunning.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, you don't see them very often, ever.
Using a line of them.
It's the main male we use. It doesn't produce any cargo offspring, and it never was itself. That's developed with age. So maybe some do, but I've never seen any of its offspring. We've used it for 10 years maybe, and never seen an offspring like it. But it's just so yeah.
That'll be
as a Hitsuri though, for its size, Hitsuri tend to go all speckly and look like a fucking rotten tomato, whereas that one is what, 74 was it you said?
Yeah, at least that. But yeah, for a male, it's
and the Sumi marking on it is still on point, and the Kage, stunning fish.
Yeah.
One of a kind.
We've got a question again there, gentlemen, if we want to see what you think. Mental Koi Pod says, hi all, what would you say is an easy to use / read test kit for a newbie? For
Personally,
me,
API.
See, straight away, two different answers. For me, I would say the NT Labs, and the only reason they differ that with the API is the API doesn't have all the tests in that the NT Labs does, and you have to buy one separate extra one to get the one that the API doesn't have.
Yeah,
as an individual. That would be, to me, I would say they were both very, very similar tests.
Yes, I would say that those two are the most used in the hobby.
Yeah, I'd just like to say a massive, great big thank you to Cozy Koi for the super chat as well. It's that far down, I don't know if I'll find where I were to come back up. So thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat you just dropped in again. I will also be sticking that in the community post too. Sorry, as you were, Vince, mate. Don't want to miss them when they're doing, because it's obviously very nice of them to drop me a super chat.
Forgot what was I saying?
Test kits.
I was just going to say
test kits. Yeah,
liquid dip test. That the dip test, not very clever.
No.
The little pre-market test.
The strip. Yeah.
Not the best,
no, I think we all start using those when we very first start, but you soon realise that they're not very accurate.
No, they're too difficult to read, aren't they, for me?
Yeah.
You can't say 100%. Yeah, they end up running into each other, don't they? And they go, but you can't say 100% what one is of the other, can you really? So
no.
I've always used NT Labs, never had a problem with them. I think they're great.
Yeah. I think mine's NT Labs. Yeah.
Free.
I haven't actually seen one in the flesh, but I've seen quite a few people using the Colombo one. And even though it's slightly higher priced than like the NT Labs, it does look an awesome kit for actually gauging the results that you get, as in respect to the results you get with NT Labs or something, as in finding the range that it's sitting in, with the way you've actually got a card that you can slide it up and down, as opposed to trying to balance the sheet or the test tube in front of a bit of card.
But are you paying extra for the fancy plastic case that you get the Colombo in, or would you drop a few pounds just to buy a cardboard box with some tubes in?
That's the only downside.
Very similar.
Yeah, the packaging's rubbish.
Absolutely shite. As soon as you get it wet once, that's it. Boxes knackered. No, stands back up again. Everything collapses. And the only downside I've found to the NT Labs, but it's obviously where you store it, because it does say keep them in a cool place. I left mine in conservatory last summer.
Oh yeah.
The vast majority of my tests just evaporated, which meant next time I bought a new one and I left it outside in the shed and it's been fine. But Yeah, there was certain one, especially the ammonia one. The ammonia one seems to evaporate really fast.
Yeah,
Only two
ammonia
of
is
them,
quite
one bottle's all
volatile.
right. Yeah.
Well, the thing I did with mine, Gaz, you know the cloverleaf buckets that you get, the big ones, the blanket weed killer. I cleaned one of those out, and my old test kit's been one of those.
See, there's a slight difference, Daz, because one of the smaller tubs, well, you know the medium tub?
Yeah.
That do my pond 3 times, mate. So I had to buy that one. If I bought that, actually, I suppose it'd be worthwhile. Then you've got a tub for putting it in, like, but which is another thing. That's another
What test kit does Ricky use? And do you use hanometers?
No, we don't use nanometers. We use Tetra. Just the only real thing we test is nitrite and ammonia. That is, and to be fair, we don't even really do that very often because you just know the systems, you know the water. It's something that after 30 years you can just walk around and think, well, actually that one might need a check. And normally for us, pH has to be checked on all the systems inside because that starts to fall after a while. But beyond that, really, it is basic maintenance. It's not something. The systems are all mature. We use mature media into every new system we build, so there's never a new startup because we're always using live media from somewhere else. It's just a continuation of where we were.
I don't test mine every week. It's like every 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. I test mine. Like Rick just said there. If you know your system's like running well, you've got mature media in there, you shouldn't need to test it. You know, I think it's only more important to new koi keepers, new ponds, that you test it every week for a few weeks. But then once it's well established, if your pond's established, you do not need to check your water every week unless your fish are showing signs of distress or they're going mental in the pond. Every 4 or 5 weeks. But right back to the question there, a Colombo or an NT Labs kit is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Once your ponds have been up and running for a while, test it once a month, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't got a water test kit that's in date now, but I think I used my water test kit. I think it was twice last year.
Yeah.
You got to have one because at the end of the day, things do change. And like I say, pH is something that will drop in a pond, especially when you're running them harder with more fish, and it's all going lovely jubbly for 6 months, and you think, but actually all the hardness gets stripped out, the pH falls, and then suddenly the whole system starts to shut down.
It's like when you have a problem in your pond, you've got a problem, right? Your fish are flashing. What do? You do a scrape and you test the water. So I think that's probably when most of us will test our water, is when test the water quality. The test kit is when the fish are flashing or we know we've got a problem, just to rule out nitrates, ammonia, or not that it's likely to be one of those things, but that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. Sorry, guys, I just had a couple of messages sent through that I had to just have a quick look at and just double check. Right then, we've got.
I've got a new toy today.
What's that?
Got himself a little bit of outdoor camera, yeah?
Yeah,
putting that up in your bedroom, Vince. You're putting that up in your bedroom, mate.
No. You lot really not killing.
Share the link in the chat.
No, it's the first one of 3 to go out in the back garden. It's in the back garden. This one will go over the main pond. I'm going to have one in the tow side tank and one in the filter shed over the grown on tank as well.
Very sensible. Yeah. Something I keep meaning to get around to doing.
Twisted Towers is going into lockdown.
Not only that, for the security side, you keep an eye on your fish.
Oh yeah. It's you've got an app that you can go into. In fact, it was actually recommended to me by Busy Bee.
Yeah.
So thanks, Auntie Busy.
I've got
If
to
you're out for a
apologise,
day-
guys. If you see me having a laugh at a giggle, some of these comments do make me laugh. I've got Jigs' Mountain View just says, Gaz, I seen that slogan on a genital wart advert, which I got to think it's probably going to be, if in doubt, get it out. Must be. Dear me. I can't help it.
Trust
Sorry.
them,
They make me giggle. And I've got, well, that would have good of mate. Thanks. Anyway, as you were, gentlemen. Sorry. That tickled me to that one. Oh, dear me. Where was we? I was rudely interrupted with the dodgy questions and dodgy statements.
Mike asked a question, didn't he, Gaz, to Ricky? Have you ever been to Japan? And if not, have you ever wanted to go to Japan?
Yeah, I have been out there. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, selecting brood stock. So
Yeah.
wallet's not big enough. Yeah, it blows your mind. Blows your mind. There's just, it is an amazing place, but you got to go with a very strict idea of what you're doing, and otherwise you go to the first farm, probably spend all your money, and you got the rest of the week. Doing more and more things you could have had. So amazing place, mate. Yeah, if you love koi, if you ever get the chance,
Yeah.
Any plans to go again in the near future?
Not massively. We don't need anything really, so it's
What
one
about
of
just
those. Pardon?
what about just on a bender?
If you're not out, when you go out there with the breeders, it's all free, but the beer's so expensive without them. So, amazing place. If you ever get the chance, it is amazing. But
I'd love to go, mate. I really would love to go.
Which farm do you enjoy, or have you enjoyed the most going to?
Back then, there were times that Hirasawa was amazing to see the big fish. He trades under Marahiro now, I think, and it's just the variety of big fish he had was insane. Like every variety to a good level to a big size, just when you realise how difficult it is to do, and to see someone doing it at that level was just mad. But just the overall quality. I mean, Shinoda's Heat series and Deutsch stuff is amazing, and then every facility you go to, it's like, wow, oh wow. It's kind of humbling because when you see what we do, it's not on the same planet, but you do the aspects that you think actually, we're not far there or we're not far there, but it's the scale, the numbers, the quality is just unreal.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, basically, you could literally walk across ponds, walk across facilities of, high class high shower, and you think there's 10,000 fish in that big pond there, and everyone's as good as our best fish. You think, how's that possible? But it is amazing place to visit. But you need to go with a clear vision of what you want and realistic ideas of what you can afford. If you go to some of the farms, because you're going there, you're not going to get the fish cheap, because you're going to want to pick one or two fish from the pond. You'll be paying top dollar, and it isn't a cheap game. But on the other hand, some of the farms, they're not expensive. You can go to some of the smaller farms and get some amazing stuff at really sensible prices. If you've got to get them back and quarantine it, that's where everything adds on. But I know I'd love to go. I'd go tomorrow if someone was saying let's go, and I'll give you some money to spend. But if you're not needing anything and not selling the stuff, it's difficult. Everything we buy is money gone until a few years down the line when if we can use it as a parent. So it's a different world when I can go to, say, Ricky at Koi Wholesale and get a couple of Nisai Hiatsuri from Shinoda that would be of a similar level I picked from the farm. Yes, I pay a bit more at Ricky's, but they're already back quarantined. They've been there for, it's a lot safer and easier than going to Japan. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go.
We've got to do it one day, man. We've really got to get out there.
Definitely.
That's my ultimate dream to do. That's one thing. One place I really would love to go. One of these days.
Yeah,
in the very near future, I will be going out there. I don't think I'll be going out there on a buying trip or anything like that. I just want to experience it. I just want to see
me too.
What you're talking about and that kind of aura from it all. Because it's everything you see, everything you look at online, everything that you experience through somebody else's eyes, just looks breathtaking. And it does look a beautiful place as well, which is the bit I want to see.
To see that,
it's supposed to be very expensive out there, though.
Go
on. So to see all that, you do need to be on a buying trip with an agent or someone that knows where they're going, because you can't just go around everyone's farms and facilities just having a nosy. You've got to be booked in and with an agent, and ultimately as a group that's got a bit of spending power to have the farmer there, to the breeder there to show you and go through his stocks or whatever.
Surely they'll have heard of the GKP over there.
Got to have
ticket.
I mean, it just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? GKP. Got to
access all areas.
I wish. We've got a question from Mr. Tate. It says, question for Ricky. Do you find certain ponds on the farm are better for sumi development?
100%. Yeah. But basically the mud ponds we use are terrible for it. But anywhere where they come up into the clearer, harder water, in around the shop or the holding facilities, different type of water up there. Sumi comes up super quick, but out on the farm, the water's soft, coloured. Yeah, terrible for the sumi, but good for the growing. So yeah. But I haven't got all our mud ponds are the same substrate, the same water quality. So I haven't got a mud pond that's different. I've only got different types of ponds that are better. So yeah, we'll bring all the Shiros, Max Cowback, all those kind of stuff. They come out of the mud ponds, get photographed normally when they're harvested, put into holding facilities, and 6 weeks later they're different fish. The sumi comes up.
I remember you saying that on Saturday.
Yeah,
that leads me onto a question for you, Ricky. Though I've put a pergola over my new pond. Now I'm going to be putting the obviously the clear panels over the top.
Polycarb.
Yeah, polycarb. Cheers, guys. Do I go for like an opal to block out some of the UV, or do I go for a completely clear? Because a couple of years ago, when we had the hot summer, a couple of my koi got sunburn, which is pretty mad. So I was thinking of getting like a bit of a tinted polycarb, or do I just go for a straightforward clear polycarb?
I think most polycarb with multiple layers still cuts out a lot of the UV anyway. Yeah. So, and by the time you got a bit of green gunk going on it, it will be quite a shade. Anyway, so yeah, just get clear, and I don't think you'd have a problem. Koi getting sunburnt, in crystal clear water and full sun, which some ponds are, it is an issue. But they will sit they love it. They will sit in the sun, and they're as stupid as people sometimes.
Yeah, Mama Cathy does that.
One of the things that we spoke about and what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, using pond clays in your pond in heights of summer like that, when you've got to act as a bit of a sunblock.
Mm-hmm. We'll do, but obviously it's an expense. Yeah, the filters take it out so quick, and you might colour it for one day. If we have 2 weeks of hot sun, you'd be doing it every day. Yeah, but you could let the pond go a bit greener, turn the UVs off, and see if you can get a bit of colour that way for free. Fish won't mind that whatsoever. It's different, or give them an area where it is shaded. and encourage them if there's an area they like, put some kind of shading over that area.
Mine were all right last year with that big heat wave that we got. I mean, my lilies grew that well. I ended up with like half the pond covered with lilies. So I just, whenever they were red hot, sun like that, they all just went underneath there. I took away it all, just gathered up underneath the lily pads, use them as a natural shade.
To be honest, I've got both bronze tinted polycarb and clear polycarb. The bronze tinted on my koi house makes it pretty damn dark in there. I would say go for the clear polycarb because you soon gets a layer of muck on it, and that's as good as tinting it anyway.
I think it's the opal. I think that's the same, isn't it? The opal and the bronze, because that's what I was looking at getting.
It's a bit on the dark side, to be honest. I used it because I got it for free. I used it on something else, so I reused it. But if I had the choice, I would have gone clear.
Okay.
Save yourself some money, Matt, and get yourself some clear corrugate.
Corrugated.
Clear corrugate, because on the clear corrugate, it doesn't stop the UVs from coming through, whereas the polycarb is designed to stop UVs coming through. So if you're just trying to do it to stop shit getting into the pond,
I've got massive oak tree at the bottom of my garden that I can't obviously go down for bloody planet
clear
safe.
corrugate would be the best option then, because you're still going to get your sunlight like you normally would without any detraction to the UV rays.
A lot cheaper as well.
It's a damn sight cheaper.
A hell of a lot cheaper.
That the windy stuff, the
only thing you got to make sure that you do, mate, don't skimp out. Make sure you get the support that follows the profile. Because when you clamp it down, you pass it in, which most people forget to buy. Then when they clamp it down, it cracks. Not straight away. Once the sun's been on it for a few months, then it becomes more brittle, and then you get the fixing cracking through. And make sure you get the proper fixing caps as well. They come with domed heads, plastic covered caps that are sort of like silica based, that don't click over top. Don't skimp out on it, because at the end of the day, if you do, it'll bite you on the ass later on.
And always
I'm past skimping anyway. Like the amount I've just spent on pipe work with the koi tacks and all that shit on it.
Yeah.
But make sure when you drill on the high point. I've seen that many people drill it on the lowest point, which the water just follows it, tracks it straight through, and pisses through. Yeah, always do it on the high point of the corrugation.
Yeah, because the actual caps are designed to seal over the top of it and make a dome over it, then.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers, lads. Thank you for that.
We got a question from Mr. Rob Howarth. Question for Vince. I've switched to Takazumi Easy Mix. It's great for variety of floating and sinking pellets, but finding lots of waste. Can you recommend what Takazumi range you use? With a thumbs up.
Well, I use the Easy Mix because that's what I use in the winter. I use the Easy Mix mixed with some Takazumi Vital, and I don't tend to get large amounts of waste from it. That one was a new one.
So that's the second time I've heard about Takazumi making waste, but obviously all food makes a waste to some degree. It's just whether or not your fish are eating more of it because they're enjoying more of it, so they're shiting more.
Perhaps Vince's fish chew it longer.
No, I genuinely haven't had that issue with either of the two mixes from Takazumi, because I use in the summer I use the mix, which is a 50-50 split of the high growth and the colour. And what I do is I usually mix in some Takazumi Vital into that, which is basically their multi-season. And then I mix the Easy Mix, which is a 70, if I remember right, it's a 70-30 split. 70% floating, which is their colour food, and 30% sinking, which is their low protein food. And then, of course, I put the Vital in as well, which is like a multi-season. That's what I feed. And I have started to use a bit of our Ricky's 3 mil staple. Was it staple? No.
Vitality. It's not
Busy
mine.
Bee said to tell you, Vince, shout if you need help setting up the camera, Vince.
Cheers, busy.
You're going to
I
need your
will.
help. He's going to need your help.
I will.
It'll be fine with the fixing and the wiring. It'll be the connecting it to make it do shit. That'll be the bit where it lights them
That's the one. I'll have Gaz on video call.
Have we got any more questions from anybody else? Did I read out the last one from Seska? We've got water quality, not clarity, because the two are quite different. Cleaning filters and how often to clean them. Not sure if some people understand just because waste is in the filters, it's still a part of the pond and should be removed as soon as possible, as often as possible. What do you think?
Yeah. Well,
Very
like
true.
Todd, a drum's amazing. For a hobbyist, a drum takes all that out before you start. So, if I had one pond, I'd have, without doubt, a drum takes 90% of your workload done, isn't it? So, if you can afford it, a drum's amazing. Unfortunately, on our farm, we have a lot of waste build up. We started using Gamma shrimps to clear our biofilters.
Yeah.
Works quite nicely.
Yeah.
So, they're part. Put them in like the settlement chambers and anywhere there's a lot of muck build up, and they eat it, and some get flushed back to the fish.
The fish eat.
Easy option, isn't it? Put a bug in there to do it, and it's in the right setup. It's massive difference.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
I've never heard of that before.
I had some in the pond. I put the axolotls in the pond. The axolotls ate them all. They loved them.
The Gamma. If you've got a type of flow through settlement chamber, they literally probably 80% difference in the amount of waste you get settled. They just go through it.
They love the shit and the sludge at the bottom, don't they?
It's unbelievable. But it's got to be the right setup. But it's a natural crap eater. Well, I don't know how to put it.
I agree with what was it Seska that asked the question there about the filters? Yeah. I agree with that. At the moment, on the temporary pond, I've got the Easy Pod, and if I leave that for a couple of weeks, you look in the bottom of it when you clean it out, and there's that much shite in there. It's horrific. I have moved on to the Posh Club, and I'll hold my hands up. I've just gone out and bought a drum filter for the new build. The wife came down the garden, looked in the filter house earlier when I was working in there, saw the filter and said, "What was that?" I was like, "Oh, it's just something cheap thing that I bought off eBay." She went with it, and it was mint. But yeah, I've gone for a drum filter mainly because I work away all week, as some of you know. And when I come back on the weekend, I can get a bit lazy. I don't clean my filters out. So going the drum filter option was ideal for me. I can see where you're coming from with that question about waste being in the filter. If it's still in the filter, it's still in the pond because your water's running through all that crap that's sat in the bottom of your Easy Pod, or your sponges. When I first koi pond, it was like a box filter with sponges in it, and when you clean them out, the amount of shite that comes out of them is horrific. It's horrible. It's one of the worst jobs that you have to do. I'm blessed that I've got a credit card that will allow me to put a drum filter on it and pay for it over the next 2 years. So that's the way for me. But obviously, if you can't afford a drum filter and you've got an Easy Pod or sponge filters at the worst, you've got to clean them out every week at least.
At least.
Sponges, especially. It's my sponges on my box filters used to 2 days. And I would it absolutely horrific. The amount of shit that comes out of a koi pond is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you're leaving that in your water system, basically, you're asking for trouble. And I will say, since I put the Easy Pod in, and I've been cleaning it once a week, over the last 2 years, I've had no problems. When I was running a box filter with sponges for the first 3-4 years, I was getting nothing but trouble, bacteria, marks on the koi that took me weeks to treat. Honestly, sponges are the worst thing that you can have in a koi pond, in my opinion.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
Really good for polishing a pond, though, mate.
Oh, they are good, and especially that white fine stuff that you get as well. The old polishing filter floss, that's great for polishing the pond. But if it's left in the box for a week, it's the same shit.
You still need a modicum of crap for the cycle to continue, though.
If you
strip absolutely every single bit out, then what's gonna be there for your bacteria to feed on?
Yeah, your nitrogen cycle. Yeah.
Disagree, maybe.
Well, what's he going to live off?
Well, you squeeze everything out of the bacteria. You're not going to squeeze microscopic bacteria out of your pond filter, your sponges.
No, what I'm saying is you still need a modicum of some kind of waste for the bacteria to be able to feed.
But in the bottom of your sponges, in the bottom of your filter box, you've still got all your biological media, all your rocks or your plastic, whatever you've got in the bottom of there. That's going to be your biological. Your filters are only really there to get all the solid waste out.
Yeah, the mechanical.
Yeah, it's the mechanical version. Yeah, it's the sponges and the mechanical, so you've got to get all the crap out of them, and you can squeeze them and squeeze them.
Have you heard of the triangle? Yeah. Triangle of fire, oxygen, fuel source, ignition. It's the same with a pond, mate, but it's not a triangle, it's a circle. You need all the elements. Without one of the elements, it drops off. So you need an element of some of it, or otherwise everything drops off.
Yeah, but your sponges are basically...
An example, I've had a few people that have built a pond and then put a filter system on there, Easy Pod, and they're cleaning that Easy Pod every day, every other day on a brand new pond. Well, no, on a brand new pond, you need that waste to build up.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
In any filter, you still need a modicum of waste for that cycle to complete fully.
Realistically, there's always going to be a modicum of crap floating around in your system.
Yeah. You know, which is why you find your drums don't go down to such a fine micron that you're still getting stuff coming through that drum that then goes into your biofilter to then bounce around with the media to go through that cycle. Can you see what I mean?
No,
so you do need some.
Yeah, you need some, but I get where you're coming from, Mike. You do need to take the majority of it out. But if you take it all out, then your pond's clinical, and then if something goes wrong, it goes wrong in a big scale.
My point was being that basically having a box filter and cleaning out once a week and squeeze the amount, like I say, the amount of crap that comes out then.
It's sewage.
Shocking.
It's bad, isn't it?
Horrific.
Oh, yeah.
I've moved on to a drum anyway. I'm in the club. Don't want to boast about it or anything, but I'm going to be, like I say, I'm going to be paying for it for the next 3 years. But hopefully that will help me with my filter system kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, for the job that you've got and everything else, it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
because you've then got that peace of mind that, you know, once the pond is up and running and established, you've then got that peace of mind of not having to worry about it or trying to write a list out for the missus to follow so many different guidelines that, you know, for a fuck she's not going to do. You know what I mean? So
whenever I'm out there like today, I was out there in the filter house and she come down, looked in the doorway, saw all these plugs and boxes and things, and she looked at it and said, "I don't even understand what you're doing. It's just fit." And she walked off, and I was like, thank fuck for that. She didn't ask me how much it was. Like,
John Cope says the the bacteria will live off the ammonia that the fish produce from the gills and urine.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
The main problem with new filters, as it were, that I see all the time is it's not the drum taking. The drum's fantastic, taking out the plastic medias, especially when they're on the move, are a nightmare to mature. Absolute, a sponge filter or somewhere that does trap a bit of rubbish matures much faster than a K1 liquid filter, whatever the more common stuff. We use K1. It's great stuff when it's mature, but that to get it to mature on a new pond is horrible. Really is a pain. Whereas your sponges and your old type filters trap enough crap and the bacteria to sort of get trapped amongst it and multiply really quickly, which is great to start a pond. But yeah, the K1 and stuff, it just sloughs all the bacteria, gets sloughed off, washed off through a UV, dumped, whatever, and you just it takes a lot longer to get those systems to mature. Once they're mature, they're fantastic, but we do see it massively. It's a real issue. Whereas
hopefully I won't have a new problem with the new pond syndrome, because I've took all the media out of my old moving bed, put it in a big sack. 50. I've whacked it in the temporary pond where the fish are now, so hopefully that's going to keep some of the bacteria up and running. So once my new pond and my new moving bed's ready to go, just bang that straight in there, and I've got an established system. Hopefully that works.
You're running an easy pod on the temporary system, aren't you, Matt?
I'm running the easy pod, plus I've got the 50 litres of K1 out the old moving bed, and that's just sitting in a sack in the pond.
Well, you will have live media anyway, because all you do is just empty the easy pod straight into your bio.
The easy pods come off the old pond, plus the 50 litres of K1 in the moving bed.
When you start your new pond up, you take your media out of your easy pod and bang that into your bio bin as well, because that will itself help.
Yeah, good point. Actually, I didn't think about doing that. And start again. Obviously, I was going to keep the easy pod for the grow on pond behind, but that won't be for another year. So, I could take the media out the easy pod. Yeah, good point, Vince. So that bump it up, because I'm looking at 100 litres in my moving bed. So, is it 50? How much does a easy pod hold?
It depends how much you cram in it.
Whatever came with it, I've not put any extra in it.
I honestly don't know what it comes with as standard.
Skate on that.
Okay.
The next quick one, while you guys can keep chatting and keep having a touch on a couple of topics, is I'm going to do a giveaway, guys. So, for all those that would like to be in on the giveaway, give me I'm in the comments now. The giveaway is going to be for GKP Pond. Freaking coffee cup. You can have my pond as well. When I finish with it, made it bigger, you can have the old one. A pen and a 12-month subscription to what's it called, Daz?
Colour control.
Colour control. Absolutely fucking awesome, Matt.
It is brilliant.
You do me a huge favour, everyone. Drop us your name and I will. Oh my God, here we go. And we'll do. What do you want? You tell me as well. Which way do you want to do it? Do you want to do a knockout, or do you want to do one spin's a win? So
One spin's a win.
One spin's a win.
Oh, we could have kept it going for ages with all these comments. That's the first one in. You guys can have a little chat and natter amongst yourselves while I go through all these ones.
That's what you got lined up to spawn next. What's your first spawn in?
Who, me or Vince?
No, he said Daz.
Oh, Daz, sorry. First spawn in I've got lined up is red Matsuba, Aka Matsuba. And I've got two Matsubas in, a male and a female, and I put a Ginrin Yummy in as well, just to see. My next one after that is it'll be me Sankey, the Ginrin Sankey.
Oh no! I thought you were spawning the Kahaku you got from ANC.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do that as well, but that'll probably be one of the latter ones I do.
Oh, I would have done that over a Stanky any day.
Oh, just because you don't like Sankey. I'm going to do them all. There's about 9 different spawns I'm going to be doing. So,
If you give me the choice, Kahaku or Sankey, I'll take the Kahaku.
yeah,
Sankey,
well, I was doing the
chuck him over the shoulder with the fucking butterfly koi.
with the Benigoi, the Ginrin Benigoi, and try and cross. That might put a bit of size in the Sankey as well. And
did you get one of them Benigois that Gaz got as well?
Yeah, I got one of those, but I've got one I've
You
bred
lucky
myself.
bastard.
That's getting a bit
I can hear you chuckling over there in the corner.
And I've got a couple of I've got a Deutz oh god, I think it was a Shintaro Sankey male to go with it, and a scaled Sankey male as well. So I'm always putting a bit of a mixture in with the males. I don't just tend to just put one variety in. I always put a couple in just to mix it up a bit. Increases the variety. And then there's the Momotaro Karashi. Again, I'm going to try that with a Benigoi and the Ginrin Chag. I've got 2 Chags, a Ginrin Yoshigoi and a Momotaro Chag, as well as a Momotaro Karashi. Then I've got the great big white Ogon monster. I'm going to cross that with the 2 Yammies, I think. I think they're both the Ginrin. And then what else is there? Oh, I've got me mirror carp. I'm going to have a dabble with the mirror carp again. I had some fun with that last year. It produced some interesting blue offspring. So
what did you spawn that mirror carp with, though?
I've got a blue Kiki Curio. It's a beautiful like a real like a budgie, like a Shisui blue. But it produced all blue offspring. There was
the game of mixing that with
then there's offspring. I'd like to back
are you trying to get the mirror carp body shape into the koi?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, and it's produced first generation. They're all blue. There's Arigoki, there's completely Deutz, and then there's half and half. There's some that are half green, half blue, and they look like a Chiba. But then I want to back cross those with a Chiba. I've got the Yoshigoi Chiba. Want to back cross them with those. I think that might make something interesting. Well, that's a couple of years down the line.
You've done, Ricky, and that's mixed in koi with mirror and common carp.
No, we have enough trouble selling our.
Without watering it down anymore. I'm just doing it for a bit of fun, to be honest, Ricky, just to see where it goes. But it's interesting.
Well, to be fair, we have done it to produce ghosties, that kind of stuff. But yeah, to produce sellable small stuff, and the more we can sell, the better for a business. And putting carp in, it kind of reduces your sellable patterned offspring quite a lot. So yeah, it's all fun. It's the interest side of it, but to get sellable products that you can grow out, the closer you stick to lines, the better. But yeah.
Well, another one I was doing, Ricky, was the big Kahaku female with the Achiba male, because I don't know if this is true. The best Achibas are produced from high quality Kahaku spawns, crosses.
I've heard that too, but I've tried it. It didn't work.
Didn't it work? Maybe I won't bother with that one then.
No. There's some strange. Yeah, I know people have put Kahaku into Ochiba and then multiple generations to improve the sort of the Benny type brown, as it were. But first generation is not clever. Yeah. Think anything. There'll be some good ones, no doubt, and then you can keep them and breathe from them. You'll start to create your own line, as it were. So,
That's tap stripping, mate.
right. I'm just dropping out. My phone's dead again. I'll be back.
I did a Kahaku cross. I think it was with a Chagoi last year, and I did get some interesting achievers off it. But and there was a fair few of them, to be honest. Yeah, but depends all depends on bloodlines, doesn't it? I mean, I don't even know where that Kahaku came from. What bloodline it was from.
But you say that, I know Adam Beyer, when he first got Oakley, the 1 meter Chagoi, he actually, when he first spawned her, he used 4 male Kahaku.
Yeah. And what did it produce?
Some stunning Karashigoi, Chagoi. Because that was the pond that we harvested that time, and there was Karashigoi in there was Chagoi in there was Achiever in there was Sorogoi in there was even Kahaku in there, and there was such a wide range. And like I say, his quote words were he put his 4 biggest, baddest males in just to make sure that she got stripped of all her eggs. But 4 Kahakus he used on the first spawning with Oakley.
Yeah. Well, I might try the Ginrin Chag and the Chiba males with the Kahaku. See what that produces. Because I haven't got a decent Kahaku male anyway to use it this year, so nothing big enough. Because she's an absolute monster. She's about 75 cm.
It's not, but people are saying that you're in for the mug. This is not just for a mug. This is for a mug, 12-month subscription to Koi Control, and
a pen.
And a pen. So, and
plan.
I'd much rather get this giveaway done and given away rather than doing free draws. But if you want me to do free draws, I'll do free draws. But it's going to be a bit of a sending a pen out in post. It's going to look a bit naff when it drops on your doorstep.
So not like a blank checkbook and pen.
And the only reason why I'm doing this, apologies to the gentleman who did win, but I have given it 3 weeks. I've had no response, no reply. So it's getting redrawn. I think it's the only fair way to do it. He might kick himself when he realises he's lost out on it, but I can't get hold of you if you don't give me your details. So what I will need from whoever it is that wins this, you will need to provide me with your name and address by sending me an email to gazzaskoipon1@virginmedia.com. If you could send me your email address, your home address to that address, that email address, I will then post it out to you. And if you want a different email address registered with the Koi Control app, please let me know which email address you want, whether it's the one that you're using to send me an email with or an alternative email. Sorry, as you were. I think I've got everybody else. Frankly Koi.
Frankly Koi.
Has he got a
channel?
Koi. Frankly Koi, are you a channel or are you just giving yourself that name? I'm guessing it looks like a logo, so.
Shall we give him a shout out?
Oh, we got Nicola in as well. Missed that one then, Neela.
I'll go and Google him, see if he's got a channel.
Done. Not as yet. It's in the making.
All right.
Oh, one more there. Right.
So Daz, back to you with the breeding. You obviously you let them all, you self spawn them. You let them, you check your male, females in, and
when you use multiple males, do you not find that, for example, if you put in 2 Kahakus and a Gimrin Yamabuki or whatever in as your males, that the offspring, the bulk of the offspring come from the strongest?
Yes, you'll not be fine. There's probably only 1 or 2 males that are actually involved in the spawn. They all chase round, but it's normally the strongest that get there first. And the other ones are just like tailing along, just along for the ride.
So you're not necessarily getting the combination you want. You're getting the combination.
No,
genetically stronger animals probably, but maybe not what you're looking to achieve. Obviously, that's why we tend to do it separately. We know what's what on the nail.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel confident to have the fish yet, but in the future, it's something I'd like to be able to learn how to do. But I'm a bit cautious. I don't want to damage the fish, so I'll leave it to nature for the time being.
What's going on here?
We have quite a long list of people there, but that's everybody in there that's was in there. I said they wanted to be in there. So I'm going to close it at that because I know I'm only typing. Now, right, give me a thumbs up if we go with just the 1 and the win, or whether we do knockout and win.
1 and done.
One and done. Dipping out
from the panel. What are you saying, guys? This is for you to win. 1 spin and win. Last one coming in from Paul. Knockout from DT. 1 and done from Aaron. Makes it interesting, DT says. Let's just spin and win. Knockouts, Skeggy says. We've got more knockouts. Go on, guys. Let me know what you want. No, knockout, or do you want to spin and win? Knockout. Knockout. Yeah, looks like knockout's got it, guys.
Oh, damn it. It's going to be a long night.
You can carry on. All you guys need to do is you keep watching. These guys can keep chatting, or we can just keep knocking you out. Last man standing. That's the one.
Knock a few people out, guys. You're good at that.
Build it up. It's the tension, isn't it? Gets everybody all excited and stuff. Knockout, here it is. There's the first one. Who's going to be the unlucky one to drop out? First
Could be the winner.
Here is. Oh, shoot.
It's jammed.
TK, you've gone there. One of the first people to realize it, and you got removed. Next one. Sorry, DT. Technically, you've got a cup, though. Is that going to be Chasing Kai? Sorry, mate, you've been removed.
Better luck next time, Terry.
Vince, we should have done this with the broodstock.
Yeah, yeah.
Just spin it. Just put that for that.
Terribly sorry, mate, but you're out. Maybe better luck next time. We'll make it as quick as we can, so Peter has been removed. Oh,
right. Give me time to go to lose, won't it?
That's it, exactly. See, this is, Paul, sorry, mate, but you've been removed.
Beer break.
The tension, the pressure. Carol says, keep me in, LOL. Oh, no, Carol, you spoke too soon.
Jinxed it.
Good. Sorry, Carol. You shouldn't have said no. You duped yourself. Oh, Seska, I'm really sorry. That's twice. That's twice now, isn't it? Fish and the prize. I apologise. But unfortunately, you're out. Oh, Paul. Goody. See you later, bud. You've been removed. Oh, shit, what was that? Scrag 68, you've been removed. Sorry, mate. Ooh.
Are you sure this is working right? There still looks the same amount of people in it to me.
Can you still see a Stab 68? I can't. I can see Jeff Harfield no longer either. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh, he's gone.
Who's going to be the lucky winner?
That's why they're doing this. How are you rearing your fry for the first few weeks? Are you using live foods or?
Yeah, I mean, I've got about 6 tanks loaded with Daphne at the moment, and they're just starting to kick off big style the last week or so. Now it's started to warm up. I'll put them straight in the Daphne tanks to start with, and I'll probably I've got a load of brine shrimp eggs ready. I'll supplement feed them with the brine shrimp as well. And then I'll start them on like the dust and take it from there. An egg yolk as well. I always start them on egg yolk. But they do really well on the live food, don't they? I mean, the growth just accelerates crazy on live food. Trouble is, to get through it so quick, though. You put them in a tank, and like 2 days later, they've ate every single thing in the tank. You think, oh, my God.
It's all we use anymore. We don't use anything else if we can help it.
Yeah.
It's all Artemia and then out to
Aaron,
life.
sorry, mate. That's you and the
I mean, egg yolk's brilliant, but it does pollute the water pretty quick.
Guys, I've got a quick question for you.
Ooh.
I missed Mr. Webb out. I didn't put him in.
So we've got to start again.
Has anybody got a problem with me adding him in now, or just saying, screw it, sorry, Gary, but unlucky, son?
Just got to start again.
I think I'll go with a screw it, unlucky, son.
Yeah.
Do you ever have problems with the fry blocking up the egg?
Sorry, mate.
You're feeding too much.
What's that? Getting blocked up and eating too much?
Yeah, you're struggling to digest it and getting.
Sometimes you get some, and they kind of like really balloon up.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's a byproduct of eating too much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We found it just blocks them a
Small,
bit.
tiny percentage. I notice an odd 1 or 2, and they always die. They always float up to the top when that happens.
Sorry.
How many fish do you average keep from a spawn? You say you're going to do 9 sets.
Yeah.
What's your?
I would probably keep about 300 from each set.
And at what point do you get them down to that? I mean, are you trying to rear, starting with 10,000 from each set, or just 1,000 from each?
Possibly manage to keep alive out of each set to start with, but then we start grading, and it's grading probably once a month throughout the whole of the summer. So we just keep going through them, and any that look promising, we tend to put those in a separate tank and hang on to the not so promising ones for a little while longer, but then ultimately grade those down until you're left with just what you want to keep, really. But to be fair, I mean, the grading process for us is a learning process at the moment, because
we are now. It is.
You've only. It takes at least a couple of years to realise what you're actually looking for, because you don't realise until you've reared them a year what they're actually going to turn into.
Yeah, with each new parent set.
Yeah, this is it. So we'll have a better idea this spring of what we should be looking for at that particular stage than we did last year. Last year they all looked good, but you soon realise, you think, no, damn it, I should have got rid of a load more of these. Wasted food and time.
Sneak in here.
Yeah.
But it's just a massive learning curve, isn't it?
Ladies, Jeff, sorry,
unbelievable.
There's no books on it or anything that tell you what to do.
You got the internet now. We never had that.
Well, yeah, true, but yeah, I'm not.
You make a really good shiramuchi, don't you, Daz?
Oh yeah, I can produce thousands of them.
You were saying about producing Benigoi.
Yeah.
We obviously, when you do here at Surrey, 60% of the offspring are Benigoi that just you cull out, but they are all plain orange, go into red Benigoi that grow big. And I scratch my head when I see Bennygoy being sold for money when we've thrown 200,000 of them have gone graded out a few days old.
It's mad, isn't it? I mean, a few years ago, they were still called out. Then all of a sudden, like last year, everyone wanted Bennygoy. And then Dainichi started doing the Red Tiger line, is it? And charging silly money for them.
Yeah, I mean, they are immense. But yeah, the Heat series, I'll say, every orange fry is just a pure orange Bennygoy.
Yeah, you get quite a few from Kahaku spawn as well.
Yeah.
But they don't tend to be as orange. I mean, I've got a really nice one from a Kahaku spawn, but compared side by side with the Dainichi, you can still see the difference. It's almost identical scalation and everything and body shape, but the colour is, mine is orange, the Dainichi is red.
Yeah. But yeah, fads change, don't they? I'm sure the year we keep all our orange Heat series fry.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah,
getting close now.
You almost got to sort of preempt what people are going to want the next year.
We almost we do tend to almost breed to what we haven't got and what people want if we can.
Yeah.
Oh look, come on, Gaz, you're nearly done.
Nearly there.
Six to go. There.
Shuffle them. John Cole.
What's going on there?
Oh,
So what have you found that makes the best Bennygoy then, Ricky? Hitsuri or Kahaku?
Blatant, we don't keep any. Literally, we've never been able to sell them, so we literally don't keep any. I kept a few the last couple of years from the Hitsuri, the Ginrin ones, but yeah, they're just, there's something you cull out so many of from the Kahaku, the Hits, just hundreds of thousands of them over the years get culled out because there's no market for them. And obviously a good one is nice, but if we keep, so occasionally we'll keep the odd one, but it is literally not something we've ever concentrated on from a business point of view. It's just single coloured fish that the general public, it looks like a goldfish.
That's what you get.
That's
Everyone
what you
says that.
get. So that's what you get, and
If you get a real nice deep red Bennygoy, and especially in Ginrin, and I mean, those Hitsuri that we were taking out of that first pond the other week, if you could get me a Bennygoy, you remember that Ginrin Hitsuri, that really deep cherry red one that came out?
It's just one of those things that
I'd love to have a Bennygoy like that colour.
I remember it.
MJ,
White tips to the pecs and the tail as well.
Pardon?
I don't know what causes that. The white tips to the pecs and the tail.
Oh, so you don't get that from the Hitsuri lineage because there is no white in the lineage, but you would do from the Bennygoy lineage that's perhaps been from more showers or Kahaku or whatever. So you've got
Kahaku produce the white fins,
But
I mean, Dainichi is like that as well. So I don't know where the Dainichi comes from, what line they took it from.
MJH, if you could do me a huge favour, please. I will post in the email address. And if you could drop me your contact details.
Have you ever spawned Spanky and Shower together?
That would be interesting. What does it produce?
From our experience, bad of both worlds. But so, it's difficult. Like I say, Sakai Fish Farm have done it last year or whatever, and some of the offspring look really good. But the level of parent they're using is beyond what we're using, and the number of fish they're keeping and the way they cull them is beyond what we're doing. So, from what we've experienced doing it, it isn't a good combination. Neither the Sankey or the shower from it are as good as the Sankey or the shower by doing them as Sankey or shower.
Do you think that's because one's a whitefish and one's a blackfish?
Yeah, they got different. They've been bred in lines, different characteristics. If you ever do a shower spawning, you'll get lots of good-looking kahakus and tanchos and stuff from the white fry that look great, and then the red will fall off, or they're no good, but they flatter to deceive for the first few months, years, whatever. But yeah, it's just not the Benny on the white showers, as it were, isn't very good, but it stays on the black base showers. Combination of whatever genetics that make the showers good.
Yeah,
the white offspring aren't any good, and that's why you keep the black fry from a shower. And so it's one of the exceptions. Maybe the kahakus you get from Sankeys are quite good. We do
you do a 2-week selection with your shiro and shower?
A 2-week selection?
Yeah.
No, we do a 4-day selection on all the black base fries. It's literally as soon as you can. The smaller they are, the slower they are. Because if you can get them if you can get them at 2 days old when they're literally not swimming, you can siphon out the white ones or the black ones, whichever way you want to do it. You put them in a tray or a bowl, and they don't really swim. So you can go dum 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 and do 1,000 in 20 minutes. 2 days later, they've got reactions and they swim. And it's a lot harder. So yeah, I toyed with the idea of taking we do a lot of them on grids and taking them out, because you can see the black fry and the white fry in the egg at the egg stage, that you see the black spine, and getting a pin and killing all the white eggs, so only the black ones hatch. But yeah, no, it's not viable either. But
what is it? Is it a pipette or a pipe to suck them up?
We use a siphon to suck up. We do it the opposite way to the Japanese. They take out the black ones. We take out all the white fry, because we found when we do it with the black fry, when you grow them out, we seem to have damaged dorsals and anal fins on the fish that shouldn't be there. So we do it. So we take out all the ones we're not keeping, and then the black ones are never touched, and that way we don't have those problems.
You do the same. I don't know how you do it when you do your Carocca, but when I did it at Cuttlebrook, it was done with like an airline connected to an air pump in reverse. So basically you were sucking instead of blowing, and it sort of like encapsulated the little fry in a tiny little droplet of water. I sucked it up through the pipe and then dropped it into a vat in the bottom. Is that how you do yours?
Similar, yeah. So we run them. So we're set up. So we're sat high and use them so it's literally siphoning. So you've got the suction as a siphon, and literally just hoover out all the white fry. And just goes. It's like a computer game. My little boy's great at it, and he just sits there. And you just literally, he finds it. He gets well into it. The older we seem to get, we don't want to do it as much. It's pretty boring, but so you take out all the fish you don't want, and the fish you do want are left in the tray. They just get put into the pond or the bowl or wherever they're going. They're never touched with anything. Slightly longer process, but it works for us. So
And so when I did it, it was sucking up the black ones, and then the white ones just got binned off.
Yeah, we tend to try and time the spawnings. So we'll do a Sankey spawning maybe a week before, then do the shower spawning or Shiro or whatever it is. So all those white fry just fed back to the older fry, because it's the best food for them and they will grow like crazy. So rather than wasting 100,000 fish on the floor or whatever, they just go back into the food chain with a week older fry, and that's a day's feeding that you got for free.
Yeah, definitely.
Baby food.
Circle of life, my friend.
It's only what had happened naturally, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
get nailed.
Yeah, they cannibalise each other so fast. But yeah, if you time it right, it's just you could get a good day or two's food for the fry, and for us that's another half kilo of brine shrimp we haven't had to hatch or gets fed to someone else that wanted it or needed it.
Yeah.
Good deal. If you could do me a huge favour, Mr. Is it MJH? Is that right? Make sure you bang us the details through, mate, and I can get them banged out and posted out to you, and then you both set up.
He's on Telegram.
The Growing Show group, guys.
Oh, he is. Oh, that makes it even easier. Awesome. Nice one, mate. Just drop us your details in Growing Show, mate, and I can get them off you there. Then I'll save you dropping me an email. If you want to send it private, mate, you can do because you've got my details anyway. Oh, that's a good do.
Up here for thinking, down there for dancing.
There you go.
Any more questions?
Any more?
We got any more questions?
Any more? Anybody got any more questions that they would like to ask? Anybody got anything for the panel or for an individual?
It's been another cracking evening.
Or forever hold your peace, because we are running up to 3 hours, and we did because we pushed last month. We pushed quite over a 3 hours each time. We got quite close to the end of his
3 hours 40 minutes last week.
Yeah. So, if anybody else has got any more questions, if you haven't, guys, I'll give you a couple of minutes. If you haven't, then we're going to draw this one to an end, because I'm going to get something to eat, and I'm going to get a couple of paracetamols because I'm getting a cracking headache.
Spinning the wheels.
There we go. Jesus has got one. Does Rick produce Kiyotsuria on the farm?
No. We don't. A, because I've never been able to get good parents. B, because the offspring are so unsellable when they're young.
Yeah.
They're really, really ugly. There's no better way of putting it. They are Kiyotsuria bad when they're young. They're pretty brown and orange and not very nice. Kiyotsuria even worse. So obviously we have to sell. Our business model is to be able to sell the bulk of the offspring when they're young. So Shishuis and Asagis are amazing. Kiyotsuris are quite bad because they are difficult to sell at 3 to 4 inch at 6 months old. They're not that appealing if you don't know what they're going to do. And Kiyotsuris, even work the black's so insipid and brown on them. They're just something that
they just look dirty. Yeah,
a difficult one to select through.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work involved to then have a product that people don't particularly want when they're small, and even good big ones are pretty rare beasts. They're such an old school variety. They're not. The black's not very refined. The yellow's not very strong. You end up with, and if you put them in a blue bowl, they just they don't. It's a difficult one, and it's just something we've had. We ever come across good parents, we might have gone down the route, but yeah, it's not something we've ever looked for the parents, knowing what the offspring look like as youngsters, and yeah, we have to do what ideally the customer wants to some degree. So metallic varieties, some of like the little Deutsche Yamantinischkis we did on Saturday at 6 months old, they will sell themselves all day. They look amazing. They just look brilliant. They might not look brilliant at 4 or 5 years old, but as young fish, and that is our market, we have to try and fulfill that. We can't fight everything, and that's why we don't do so many Chago. We've got a lot of Crashigo at present, but that was just there was a lot, and obviously we keep growing them, and if we're not selling them, they keep growing and growing and growing, and we end up with lots of them. But we don't do them very often. Jago we don't do as a specific spawning that often because the farm gets overrun with them because there's so many sort of keepers from a batch. We have to try and produce what the shop first and foremost needs to make a nice, bright, sellable mix of fish.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 more questions and then we're going to draw it to an end, guys. The next one is from Mr. Webb. My lifelong hobby is RC flying. My question is, if you had to give up ponds, what would your hobby be, or what would you choose to replace it?
Naturism.
Dear me, I think I'd go with fishing.
Yeah.
What would you
Fishing.
go with, Vin?
Me, I'd be either by painting or modelling.
Modelling.
I'm too
Model
sick.
soldiers.
What I mean, I can do my little walk on the catwalk. Yeah.
That's what would you go with, mate?
I go back to fishing or rearing bugs. Yeah, I love
Rearing
doing
bugs. Oh, yeah, you've done that before. Yourself, Rick?
I'd have to do dog training of some description. I love working with the dogs, so
You got some well-trained dogs, man, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, them three, they're fucking amazing.
they were following you lot about.
Yeah, that was
That's
just a sausage roll, mate. That's all that was.
Yeah,
The
that's
sausage
that.
roll on the sandwich, they were there. They were straight on it. Good
that.
though.
That one that Vince did the other day, and both the dogs' heads like in unison.
Yeah.
They like a cupcake and all.
They'll eat anything.
Last question of the evening then, chaps. Does the time for quarantine differ from a heated or unheated quarantine ponds?
Shall I'd answer that. Yes. Basically. Actually, you got on to another topic here with the heating side of it. Should we carry on?
Is there a difference? Is there a difference you can simplify it with by saying yes? Unheated would be 6 weeks. Heated would be 24, whatever.
Well, obviously, everything happens faster when you're heated, don't you? So, whatever you do with koi, their body goes at the same speed as the water temperature. So, the warmer you keep them, the quicker you'll bring things out, the quicker you'll see what's occurring. And ultimately, the shorter period you could probably quarantine them for. So, if you 4 weeks at 24 degrees is probably safer than 10 weeks at 10 degrees.
There you go, Dave. I hope that helps you with your question in case you're wondering which to go for. Heated
Makes perfect
would be
sense.
quicker. Makes more sense. And on that note, ladies and gents, we're going to draw this one to an end. Thank you. Absolutely. Well, I think we had up to 115 people with us this evening at one point, which is
Awesome.
which is the best.
What's life coming to?
Yeah, it's the best we've ever done as up to press. I will double check those stats and figures, but we have 63 people with a thumbs up. We could do a little bit of extra love on that if you won't mind giving us some thumbs up, guys, before you leave us. For all those that enjoyed themselves, I hope to see you again next time. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Matt from Koi Central, Daz from Daz's Koi Farm, Latrice One, and Ricky from New Forest. Usual thing, guys, if you can do us a huge favour, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And until next time, keep smiling, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks,
Take it easy,
everybody.
all.
Cheers. Cheers. Bye.